Hello guys! What's up? What's up? Long time. Long time, long time. Ay, go ba ba sister? Go, bulb small on one real small. Wow. You like small bulbs? Sean William, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. How's everyone, guys? Oh my god. What's up? What's up? What's up? How's everyone? Bakit ka ganun? Hi, Sean! What's up, Sean William? Wait, I go in YouTube. Uy, bakit nagkaganyan? What the fuck? My goodness, ano yan? I'm back, guys. 3 million in the house. It's open system. So, Sean William, what attractive face versus nice body, Sean William? What you pick? Cactus Jackson. Hi, Cactus. They call this girl Butterface because everything look good. Butterface. Hey. You like face? Face look? Cactus. Cactus Jackson. Regards to your mom and dad, Sean William. Cactus, baby. Wow, 5 million in the house. Mega love shout out. 5 million. Usually not picky have to with face look, but to have space. So you like nice face, Sean William. You're attractive with nice face. Hi, PDP. What's up, PDP? What's going on? Ay. Yes. You attract with a nice face. 7 in the house. How it's going, Hippy Dippy 89? What's up? 6 in the chat. Oh. Come on, guys. What you pick, guys? Face or nice body? Would you attractive? Ano yan? Handsome for Haniko. Huh? Handsome for Haniko. So what's attractive to you, Hippy Dippy? Face or nice body? Dun, 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 dun. Nice body or face? Handsome, handsome. Oh, come on, 7 in the chat. Oh. Don't hide it. Come on, guys. Let's comment. Nice fit. Hi, Avery. Avery of nice fit. You attract with the nice fit. Avery of you attract with fit. Hello, beautiful. Hi, Darren. What's up, Darren? What's up, Darren Graham? You know what? It's rare someone pick up the nice fit, huh? How about you, Darren Graham? What you pick? Face or nice body? Sexy look like that. Like Coca-Cola body. So what you pick? Hello, Sean and Itsuki. Hi, mega love shout out. Thank you for coming. 8 million in the chat, 9 million, yay. Ay, how many days I'm not going live, guys? Hi, hi, hi. Both. Only one you pick. So you like sexy? You like face and look and then sexy? It's key. That's a relative one. We want both, but it's technically easier to fix the body than to fix in the work for this body in shape. So what you pick? Face, face look or face pretty? Pretty look. It's key. Do you go to gym? Yeah, before 3 months, 4 months, I went to gym. That's why I get muscle. Oh, I build my muscle, my small muscle. Base if you have to choose. Yeah, but someone like body shape like that, yeah. And then beautiful face. And good soul important for me. Ew. Nice one, Doran. No, in the Philippines before, Michael M. But now I'm doing walking, exercise. I assume they have ladies only gym in Saudi. They have separate for men and women. I never try because it difference to pay monthly here. It seemed like 1,000 SR for 6 months or 3 months like that. You cannot get for one day. Pace is more important from HPDP 89. Yeah, because first appearance, right, is pace. Ay, nako, Mobile always texting me. Yay. Fuck. Yeah, number one, because of course space and then not Brad Brett, right? Hippy dippy. To get not you that you're not disappointed. So what if Hippy dippy? She's a beautiful girl and then have a bad breath. So what will you do? What will you do if the girl very pretty and then have a stinky bad breath? So what will you do? Are you still going to know the girl, or what the move? What's girl wanna have fun? So answer my question, PDP. What if the girl very pretty, slim, sexy, and then you find out stinky, stinky bad breath or stinky bad breath down there. So what will you do? What will you do, guys? The face. Hi, my love. Good morning. So the question is, you pick face look, right? First appearance, and then what if the girl very beautiful and then sexy like a Coca-Cola like that, and then you find out have a bad breath or stinky? What will you do, guys? Good morning. The face. What if? What if? Hello, hello. Anyone in mind? No, only what if the girl very pretty and then you find out something there. Hello, brother Big E. How is going? From Sean William. Here, a beautiful show in this meets for me. Okay. Mint. You give mint. What if from down to from head to toe, ha, Darren? Sean William, what's up, buddy? You give means, and then what if not only in a bad breath thing, ha, Darren? Let's zip, let's zip. Ayan, I'm great. Been going somewhere, brother Vicky. From Sean William. It's moving. Ew. Michael M. Michael M. I assume Miss Wilvina don't really go to gym for a financial reason, but are decent shape from spending so much time outdoor walking, etc. That I do right now, Michael. I'm walking, walking. Actually, I get 10,000 steps. Find someone else. Wow. You know what, Darren? If the person not motivate herself, go find sexy. Sexy. If you do 10,000 steps per day, it's good, yeah. Mhm. I have visitors. Welcome.
What's up, honey co?
Not much.
Well,
Welcome.
so what's the question?
Nice to see you. About attractive face versus nice body.
Oh yes, I think you got to go with the face on that one because that's what you're interacting with all day, every day. So
Uh-huh.
face to
So what
face.
if so what if yeah, if have the girl have a beautiful face and then say like Coca-Cola body things like that, and then you find out something there bad smelly or what will you do?
You always carry around a big old bottle of gum, and you start shoving it down her throat. And if the smell doesn't go away, then you dump her. There is good news, though. I heard from Brett Glasso that his blow up doll never has bad breath. That's
Oh.
what I heard. Now, I also heard that he picks his blow up dolls based on the body more than the face. That's the rumor out there. But he did say that his blow up doll always has very nice smelling breath.
bad bad breath.
Scout's honor.
Hi, Rich Wong. Mega love shout out, Rich Wong.
Oh, there he is. Yes, so we were just talking about Brett Glasso and his blow up doll and how they never have bad breath.
Shout out to Brett Bright.
Yes, mega love shout out to the king of the LDRs.
Hi. Internet monster in the chat. Big Universe versus small Unibro.
Oh yeah. Shout out to Rich Bawong, everybody. How are you, Rich? Hope you're
Rich Wong.
doing well. Um, I also heard, I mean, this could be a rumor, that Brett had got a 2-for-1 special on his blow up dolls because the first time he bought some, he popped them from overuse. So I have a feeling someone like him, it's not, doesn't matter whether it's a good looking face or body. I think they're just looking for anything that has a heartbeat and is still alive. That would probably be acceptable.
Looking for a shot.
#1 karaoke singer in YouTube. Wow, I thought he was #2. I always thought he was #1. I think they're dating each other now. That's what I mean. Honest to goodness, I might be wrong, but I think they finally gave up on Filipinas, who kept breaking their heart. So now they're dating each other. The question is, which one's the female, which one's the male of the relationship?
Who's the gay there? Who's the gay?
I don't know how you go from 26 years of jacking off 7 times a day to stopping the cold turkey. You might have to go to the Schick Center and get shocked, to kind of like wean off the jerking off stage, to go down to 6 a day, then 5 and 4. It might be on a 3-year reduction program. Oh yeah, he's definitely in the top 10.
You know what?
They're definitely in the top 3.
Every day.
Yeah. With a corpse and a big microwave. Yep, I think so. That's the real question for most of the YouTube people is just anyone that's either human or once was human is probably acceptable. Why else do you think they're going to third world? Well, think about it. You're in an LDR for 10 years to somebody in a third world country. At some point, it was cute at some point, but 10 years later, it's not cute anymore. It's kind of like
10 years, and then you not see the person, not touch the person or kissing the person.
I couldn't go more than 10 days or 10 weeks at the longest. I don't think I could do 10 weeks. But to go 10 years, I don't want to name names, but I can think of at least 10 different people that we all know and love that haven't been laid for at least 10 years. There's a couple of ones that are really well known that not only have not been laid in 10 years, but they've only been with 2 people in their whole lifetime, and nobody for 14 years. You go, isn't there? It just seems weird. Wouldn't they make a run to Tijuana or something? Even if they couldn't get to the Philippines, you'd think they'd make a run down to Tijuana for the donkey show or something. I could be wrong.
It's enough to kissing the person on the camera.
She's yeah. Well, cam kissing. Darren Dobson's the best flasher. Well, actually, Rich, Honeyco enjoyed the show from Darren Dobson. She was only disappointed because he has a smaller dick than the Invisible Man from Behold. It must be contagious. Something on YouTube that makes men lose their penises. Because there's at least 3 or 4 of them that have penises that are smaller than Honeyco's pinky finger. I think that might be what drives them to the Philippines in the first place. There must be a deep-seated insecurity of being rejected by women. So they go to a place where they can level that up, I guess. I gotta say, I'm going to say something that I'm going to get in trouble, but if I compared, let's say Ricky Drama, who says that he's with a different woman every night, versus the people that have been in LDRs for the past 25 years, I'll take the Ricky Drama extreme any day. At least he's out doing something. He's trying. At least he's living his life. You might not agree with it, or you might think it's excessive or overboard, but at least he's going to burn out rather than freeze out. And so if I had to choose between those 2 extremes, I much prefer what he's doing to what most of these LDR types are doing.
Yeah, because
I saw Frank when he did it. He was talking about me, Rich. If you go back and look at the tape, it was me that he was describing my asshole and how he wanted to stick a broom handle up my ass. Oh my gosh, he's another one that has no dick. I mean, I don't know what happened to it. Oh, I shouldn't be saying that. I know I'll probably end up on a Rich
is one
Bawang
of
short.
Rich
Don't do it,
Buang. That is
Rich. Just put the Yellow Submarine song back on. And put the video back up of Rich Bawang saves Honeyco when she was. Remember that time in the car when the taxi driver one. You posted that at one time, or you can put up Honeyco loves Jeff Leppard, or Honeyco, Darren Dobson, or whoever. One of her many YouTube romances.
romance.
Honeyco's had a lot of YouTube romances. Who was your favorite YouTube romance of people that you did not meet in person? Would you say Jeff Leppard was your number one, or was it Darren's
Leppard.
Travels? Jeff Leppard was your number one online romance?
Yeah, Jeff Leppard.
Oh, you love Jeff Leppard, huh?
No,
That's so sweet.
It's not love there. If you pick one person on YouTube,
Butterfly
I
better
think
than the tortoise. Who were all your
no,
online romances? You had Gogus at one time. Not Gogus? Who was the one that was doing your show with you? What was that guy's name? You used to have a co-host. It wasn't Gogus. Who was it? It was it's one of those guys, those Norway or Netherlands dudes. I can't remember his name.
Netherlands.
You had somebody who was a co-host.
JHK.
No, not JHK. It's another one. Well, anyway, whatever.
The Honeyco and Steve Anderson wedding announcement video was my favorite. Ay, naku, Rich Buang.
You should repost that one. You should repost the best of Honeyco, Rich Bawang, because I'd like to see some of those again.
I'm simp to your internet monster. Step Traveler.
Kenneth Totterham. Was that one of Honeyco's boyfriends? Is that the guy from New Zealand?
New Zealand.
I don't know. I don't know who he is, but I know you had one of your online romances was from New Zealand, right?
Of course not.
Oh, what country was it? There was one that you said you never saw his face. He was on some politics show or something like that. I didn't follow it for so long, so I don't even know half the names. Steph, that's it. Steph Traveler. Yeah, that's the one I was thinking about.
Steph Traveler where's from Step Traveler? From Belgium, right? Belgium.
Is it? It's one of those places like where I'm at right now.
Ay, nako, just colored.
Is Steve Anderson from New Zealand? I thought he was American.
No, he's a New Zealand, from New Zealand.
Oh, well, we learn new things every day, don't we?
Is Step Traveler in Belgium? Yes, far away, John.
But was Steve Anderson and Honeyco officially in a relationship? There's been a lot of speculation, but no confirmation. Can you confirm or deny that, Honeyco? Were you and Steve Anderson in an official relationship?
We are not boyfriend or in relationship.
You never were?
No. I mean, we are not boyfriend and girlfriend. Zero. It's more worth to have 250. Who's that person again?
Oh, I don't
Huh?
think so. I think it's more weird to have two. We're coming from the Samson and Solomon wing here.
Worth to have
Who had
260.
a 250? I don't remember anyone saying they had 250 anyway.
Only oral from Internet Monster. Are you sure it's kid? Yeah, 100%. Tris Buang.
So she's
OMG, Gogo
denying
Bobo
her
sister.
and Anderson were together. Were you and Steph Traveler in a relationship, Honeyco?
No.
Who else am I missing? Darren Dobson. You were kind of liking Darren, and you like Jeff Leopard, right? But he didn't like you
They are
back.
my
What was it?
visitor with them if came on my panel because they are drunk.
Oh yeah, 250 massage shops, absolutely.
I know 200 massage shops.
Well, I don't remember anyone saying they had 250. I certainly have never been at that number for more than a day.
I lost count in college from Internet Monster.
Yeah, after my, I have 10 fingers and 10 toes. I lost track after I got to 21. Go Bobo sisters in the house. Oh yeah, happy ending massages. Does that count as a girlfriend, a short-term romance? Because if it does, boy, I've had a lot of girlfriends.
That's why I don't believe the 10 years. 10 years plan isn't seem like 10 years plan or 10 years LDR.
Well, they're not really in an LDR. I mean, LDR, there's true LDRs like Ken Unger. He came multiple times. He came 10 different times to the Philippines. That's a legitimate
Yeah,
LDR.
it's okay to like that, going
A few of
different
them
time, but
came. No Time for Anybody came. Ken Unger came. They're the only two that I can think of off the top of my head, of the people that we used to know from YouTube like 5 years ago. I can't think of anybody else who showed up. They're still in the LDR phase after all that time. You
because
never had a Betty there? I don't think so.
they are willing to going there to meet the person. That's why. Barry Jordan is not getting action
Well,
into
that's the
from
whole
rich.
thing. Barry had a string of girlfriends, even though he didn't have any money and whatever other issues he had. He still, we all know who they are because it seems like he had one after the next.
Mm-hmm.
So, think about it. Is it better to rot away in mommy's basement in the U.S., or is it better to come and live like a Filipino and at least get laid? I don't know. It's a good question. I think if that's a binary choice, as the only two options, probably better to be like Barry. Thinking. Janik is in the house. What's up?
You guys donate, my body donate for my teeth. What's up, Philip?
Oh, what happened to the teeth there, Janik, old boy? You back in
Donate
Chicago
to
now, huh?
Hi, Philip.
So anyway, going back to the thing about LDR. So like Ken Unger, that's a legitimate LDR. Other than him and a few, like No Time for Anybody, who else showed up? It seems like all the characters that we knew before when we first got on YouTube, you and me, Honeyco, they're still in an LDR. They still never met the woman. So it seems like it's not a real relationship. I think there's always there's a short-term portion of an LDR. Like if you're about to meet somebody, like you met them online, then you're going to go meet them. I still think that's not the best way to do it. I think the best way is to show up and just meet people there, be committed to at least 2 or 3 trips before you do anything long term. Spend one trip just to meet people, see who you have chemistry with, and then the next trip that you come back, then you follow up with it. Maybe add a few more, and you start narrowing it down. That's how I would do it, but
That's
my
why
way.
I believe the chemistry or spark there
Yeah,
if you meet the
spark.
person, it's spark or chemistry.
Absolutely, you got to have that. Princess Anne Nude, how are you, girl? Princess Anne Nude, the Queen of Butuan. Welcome, 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 welcome. Princess Anne's one of my longest time running friends in YouTube for as long as I can remember. And Princess Anne and I talk privately on a daily basis and have been friends for a long, long time. So shout out and thumbs up to my good buddy, Princess Anne Nude.
Yay.
See, what is Janik saying? Service connected must be proven.
Was wisdom taught and refusable because I didn't want
Wow, that sucks, man.
18 hours days.
Oh yeah, Gogo will do it for you, Philip, and you'll see that if Gogo does it, you'll see that I'm not Gogo Bobo's sister like you think. You see my hands free and not typing. Princess Anne says she's fine. She just woke up.
You wake
Well, what
up
happened to
early.
your teeth, though? What is it need to be pulled, or what is actually happening? So where were we?
That's why I don't agree about we're talking about LDR things, 10 years
Yeah.
plan. So agree with that.
Yeah, okay, look, you said this earlier, and I'm not trying to be funny here, but what if you did show up? You put all your eggs in one basket and you showed up and the woman did smell. Let's say she had really bad breath and it was coming from her stomach like a bleeding ulcer, and no amount of breath mints, mouthwash, toothpaste will even put a dent in that smell. Are you going to put up with that? Are you going to, I mean, how do you know that until you meet them? And then what if the person's boring? What if she shows up and they don't know how to talk? I mean, I see it every time I go to the airport. I see the awkward moments where it doesn't seem to work out with some of these cases. So putting all your eggs in one basket before you meet the person, to me, is just, I can't think of anything more foolish. And why is people desperate? You know, again, people like Barry and other people have never had trouble finding women living in the Philippines. Why would you need to be so desperate that you have to put everything into it before you meet the person? Have backup plans, at least 3 or 4, just in case.
You know what happened to know is send it, and then not showing up, or just just promise. Just promise to the girl. I'm show up. I'm came there soon, but never doing that.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
it's
that
total BS. Yeah, you would run, right? That's exactly right, Gogo Bobo. I mean, who would put up with that? I mean, so if you show up, and how many Filipinos? I mean, I lived in the Philippines for 10 years. I dated more than I can even remember, and most of them, the chemistry just wasn't there. Yeah, even if the person was nice and I was nice to them, sometimes it's just that the spark isn't there. I might have talked to him online before I met him, and the spark seemed nice. Then you meet him, and it's just completely dead. If you put all your eggs in that basket, you have a lot of pressure
you
to pick the
test.
wrong person. I'm sorry to hear that, Philip.
Always
Yeah,
stardust is that
I think you should do
big
that. Get a
fight.
GoFundMe account, start doing a daily fundraising for teeth for Philip Janik. We'll put in guitar picks and teeth for Philip. We need to clean our
Implant is
smell.
expensive, right? Implant it very
Clean our
expensive,
stuff.
right?
Implants are, yeah.
Mm.
That's the thing, Princess Anne. If the person has a smelly body, breath, or pussy, what are you gonna do? What if they have an STD when you show up? I mean, there's so many what ifs that it seems like it's very risky to throw it all in there. I'm gonna be back in New York soon. I'm hoping
Oh
July
my
or
God, what?
August. I was supposed to be there this month, but it got pushed off. But I remember we're going to go out to dinner, you and me and some other folks that we talked about, close people. I'd like to follow up because I'd like to do that, to go around even more than we did last time. Last time it was, winter, so it'd be kind of cool to do that in summer, and it'd be really cool to meet up in Boston. Because I'll tell you what, man, New England from mid-June to the beginning of September is probably the most beautiful place in the world. Second most beautiful place I've seen is right where I'm at right now in Switzerland. Switzerland is just off the charts beautiful. Yeah, I'm looking forward to our
So
next meeting.
you're meeting
I,
Gogo Bobo's sister?
oh yeah, I'll meet Gogo Bobo's sister anytime I'm in the tri-state area. We had good chemistry, and unlike contrary to what the proprietor of the Invisible Hotel says, we don't have a secret handshake that means that we're gay. No, no, no. We're both very straight as a string.
Mm-hmm.
But we both would buy a few gallons of that invisible paint if it was available. You know where we can buy some? Maybe get some invisible paint brushes.
You want
Oh,
Princess Anne said,
I'm going to be taking a
my
train trip tomorrow, go over to Bern. So I'm in Zurich at the moment, and then I'll be taking a train tomorrow to Bern. And that's more toward the Alps side. So hopefully, I hope I have some time to go hiking in the Alps. I'll see if I can manage it. But if you do ever get a chance, this place is just ridiculously beautiful. The only thing I can say about Switzerland is that it's very expensive. So if you went to Germany, which is nearby, it's the cheapest place dollar for dollar that I've been to anywhere. If you go to Switzerland, it's probably the most expensive dollar for dollar. Netherlands would be in the middle, kind of like the U.S. price range. Surprisingly, Saudi Arabia is probably is ridiculously expensive.
double.
Yeah.
Gogo Bobo sister, I fell in love. Oh my God, Gogo Bobo sister.
Oh, you did, huh? Was that because of my secret handshake that we gave each other? The special squeeze, the double squeeze. I
Gogo
kept
Bobo
hearing
sister.
I kept hearing that moron talk like that, and Mr. Invisibility, and I thought I've never known anyone who isn't gay who knows so much about being gay. What's the conclusion? Maybe he's gay.
Oh my. Gogo Bobo sister, huh?
You're going on
A
train,
little.
huh? Amtrak? I don't know, man. Maybe you just want to go, see the different sites around the country. But for me, I travel too much where I'm surprised because you travel every day for work too. So I'm kind of surprised you'd want to do it by train because like the last thing I want to do when I'm vacationing is travel because I travel all the time for work. Not good with the woman not shower. She has to not only not just to shower, she has to know how to properly clean her vagina. She has to know
Yeah,
how to
Princess Anne.
properly clean the vagina and then have no STDs, no UTIs. use things like deodorant and Honeyco will tell you. I was just in Jeddah, man. There's so many stinky women that smell like they haven't taken a bath for about 3 months, and you can smell them from a mile away. And when it's nothing's
Also
more
here.
fun than a 40 degrees Celsius, steaming hot, 60% humidity with a woman covered in black, and the fabric itself smells like a dead skunk. It's just absolutely horrifying.
I told Joe the girls also here didn't do
Biggie
wing
is
shot,
aloe.
right? They
You,
didn't
kn-
do
you
shower, only spray like that.
oh yeah,
Geez.
spray perfume over the body odor. Gogo, you're not supposed to tell them about me. That's supposed to be our little secret.
Hello, Philip.
I like the train sleeper car. Oh yeah, I know. I mean, it would be cool, but the problem with the U.S., like, if you were to start off, let's say in England, and you got on the train, you could make it all the way to, let's say, Russia or, um, wherever. In a third of the time, it would take you to cross the United States. That's one of the nice parts if you're going to do train travel in Europe. You just, everything's an hour or two away. If you're in let's say Rotterdam, Brussels is
Welcome.
just right down the road. Just an hour and a half.
Yes.
You can get to
Hello, peeps.
France
Hello, peeps.
in
Can you hear
2
me?
hours, that sort of thing. Oh, is
Yeah.
that Janik?
Yeah, the Lola
Go
I got the
fucking
Janet.
Bluetooth
Janik.
headphones. Can you hear me?
We can hear you, but
Yeah,
it
I'm
sounds like
telling you, I'm down.
on a Mr. Microphone from Ronco.
Yeah, because these are cheap ass Bluetooths from Vietnam, man. Fuck. Plus, I'm mumbling too because I ain't got no teeth. I got to mumble.
Well,
No, the reason the
you
VA,
sound
the reason the VA don't fix teeth is because they say it has to be service connected. And what I did is I didn't get my wisdom teeth pulled and my upper teeth grew together and fucked up. They say that's not service connected. You got to prove it, right? So I got to pay for it myself.
that sucks.
When
You're not
you
going to
plan,
actually get
Philip,
implants,
The
though, right?
reason I came up though,
plan.
Honeycomb, because I wanted to answer your question. It says nice face or nice body, right? I've always been a
Mm.
face fucker. Okay, I like fucking faces. So if they got a nice face, I can slide it in and face fuck them. It's all good.
All right.
How about you, Biggie? What was your answer to the question, Biggie?
Face. Because you
Face,
interact with
yeah,
the person 24 hours a day, whether you're in bed or whether you're walking around at the mall and you're looking at their face. So I have to pick
yeah,
face. Now,
yeah.
in the case
If
of
you're physically
Honeyco,
attracted to them,
she's cute and she's super sexy now. You should see her. She is so
Yeah.
slim and trim.
but
It's unbelievable.
she admitted on the live stream before that she has stinky breath. So
No,
we got to fix
no,
that for her. You got to tell her to get
no.
rid of that.
She has no smells anywhere. I can assure you.
She told me on the stream that she had stinky breath. I don't know.
She's
Was she
lying.
lying or what?
Yes, she
Me,
was.
Philip, that it's not
85
me.
hours go.
What
Ooh, brutal.
what you do, Honeycomb, is just buy yourself a bottle of Listerment, and 3 times a day just swish Listerment around your mouth and spit it out. You're all good.
This is what I get, Philip. I just shove
But
these little pellets in their mouth. No, Honeycomb's got no
Yeah,
smell.
get
And then she takes
Tic
multiple
Tacs are
showers.
good. Tic Tic Tacs are good too. Tic Tac, the little fucking candies. Tic Tac.
yeah, and put
Yeah.
Um,
what is this one? Mouthwash. Just put like this.
I mean, what you do is you make them brush their teeth. And if they still stink after that, then there's a problem beyond. Either they have rotten teeth or they've got something inside their stomach that's like an ulcer.
Yeah, it's usually a stomach problem. It's usually
I
a
have
stomach problem. Even rotten teeth won't give you bad breath if you
So Princess Anne
because
has no
I don't
smell.
have halitosis.
Good.
my body because that's
Just date
important.
somebody who has COVID. Just date somebody who has COVID and they won't smell you. There you go.
I thought COVID didn't exist anymore.
Well, it doesn't,
some
but I mean, it never did.
never did.
No more
It never did.
excuses.
So yeah, I got 2 more months here, Biggie, and then I'm on my way back, man. August 29th, I got a flight booked through Japan again, like before, back to Ho Chi Minh. Then I'll take another shot at the Philippines. I'll see if I like it. But with this new immigration shit, I don't know what's going on. They're gonna make it just a 90-day stay and then you got to leave, or what are they gonna do?
No, you can get
I
multiple
don't like
extensions,
it.
but you get 59 days right out of the chute, so you don't have to go after 30. That's for someone like you, it's good, but don't go to Makati. I mean, I used to live in Makati for a couple of years. I like Makati, but for you, you
Well, I
probably
mean, the
should be
action,
in
the action
Manila.
there, the action there was good. Okay, the restaurants and shit were classy. It's just it costs the same as the USA, and you don't even get the service. You don't get the correct service for what you're paying for. The cheapest place I ate there that was actually good was the BOK chicken place, the Korean chicken chain, and I got a meal there for like $3, and it was excellent. But out of what ultra million restaurants there, and you get one good, decent meal for a bargain price. Other than that, you're gonna pay up the ass.
I think if you're on a
Yeah,
budget, it's and you're not driven by dating, it's cheaper and better to be in Vietnam. There's no question about that.
I'm
If you're
I'm not on a budget. Here's the way I look at it. While I'm in the United States without rent, because I smoke about 1.5 to 2 packs of cigarettes a day, right there, that's $15, right? I'm probably
well,
spending eating out and coffees and shit probably around $40 a day. If you add that up per month, that comes out to about 1,200 a month, right? Figure it out,
yep.
30 times 40, right? Okay, in Vietnam, I was paying rent and paying less than that. In the Philippines, I was paying exactly that. It cost me about Makati because the rent was high there. It was probably more like about 1,400. There's no way that an expat can live in Makati for a month for $1,000. There's no fucking way. Unless you don't smoke and you don't do nothing, you don't go out for coffee. If you stay in your apartment and play with your dick all day, and watch TV, yeah, you could probably do it. If you cook for all your meals for yourself, yeah, you could probably do it. But if you go out every day and do something, there's no way in hell you're going to make it on 1,000 a day. There's no way. I mean, a month.
You
My
might
mistake.
recall, though, that I've told people that for years, and people used to say what an asshole I was, how arrogant to tell me that I could live in the Philippines. I can live on $500 a month. I've had so many people tell me that. And I'm like, the guy
Well,
said,
here's
well,
what you
the
do.
prices
I'll tell everybody.
that
They go, how much does it cost to live here? Let me give them the true statement here. Here's the actual true statement about budgeting, okay? Figure out what you're spending in the United States every day, your average daily budget in the United States, okay, and add that up without rent, right? Okay, without rent, like you own a house, like I got a house with my brother here, so I'm not paying any rent, right? Okay, so add up your daily budget, and basically you can live for that overseas, okay? If you try less than that, you can actually live better than that overseas, okay? But if you go less, try to live for less than that, you're gonna live like a pauper, dude. That's all there is to it.
I agree. And when you break it down into parity purchasing power, the Philippines dollar for dollar, especially for considering their local wages, is probably the worst deal in the world that I've ever seen. I can't think of any
Thailand
place
was
that
cheaper. Thailand was cheaper than the Philippines.
not only
I was getting
cheaper.
a studio condo that was nice. It wasn't a piece of shit condo. It was nice.
I have
They would bring you clean
eating.
towels every day. They bring you 2 bottles of water that you don't have to buy. They bring you two
John,
instant coffees. They do all that shit for you, right? Okay, and it was only costing 500 a month. Where are you going to find that in the USA? Nowhere.
Hey, John S., how are you doing? Yeah, but you got to look at it from parity purchasing power. The people, the local people, what they can afford, dollar for dollar, based on median per capita income. Philippines is one of the worst in the world. Thailand, the average per capita income is much higher than Philippines, and yet the total cost is much lower. So it's if you don't have enough money in the Philippines, it's better to go. I'm not saying you personally, but if anybody doesn't have, if they're on that $1,000 to $1,200 range, I think they're making a mistake going to the Philippines. It's
That's
better to
why
go
to
to
me
Vietnam in
going
that case.
to Thailand to Vietnam because it's more
Yeah.
cheap.
You can live a lot of places cheaper as well, like Germany. Germany is very cheap, and I mean, there's a lot of places I've been that dollar for dollar is, even if you can do currency conversion, like hotel cost, meals, McDonald's, Red Bull, whatever you want to use as your comparator. There's a lot of places that are cheaper in the Philippines, even for the expat.
Well, Thailand, if you pay the 22,000 to be like to get the expat visa, or what they call retiree visa. I was telling
Yeah.
Mick Fisher, I said, man, that's the place for you. You can get a nice 1 bedroom apartment. I'm talking nice 1 bedroom apartment over there for like $200 a month. Me, I was staying
Mick
condo
Fisher
hotels that was
can't
costing
go there
500.
though, because he's the Don of Cebu.
Yeah, well, I'm advising him
Mick
not to be the
Fisher
Don of
owns
Cebu myself.
Cebu.
I'm gonna check out outside of Dumaguete when I come back next time up in Cebulan, up in that area there. What Cebulan, Bacong, up in those areas there. I think they got apartments up there for like about what $300 a month. That would be decent,
Yeah.
as
We
long as
can
there's
try
no
and have
diapers
it.
in the street.
I
Well,
mean,
because
of
it'd
all
be
the
cooler up
places,
in the mountains there, so it'd be all right.
I like it. I like Cebu the best of the places that I've lived in or have been to in the Philippines. Best overall because we live right next to a big mountain that you can go for the coolness. We have beaches, all the different things right there. Plus, you have the big city. I live in Mactan,
Well,
which
I
is
actually
kind of
don't
like
like. I
Yeah, it seems
I
like
actually
one
don't
stop right.
like staying in the air conditioning all day. I like to get out, walk around and stuff. And I mean, being in the air conditioning all day, it just fucks with my sinuses. I mean, when I was in Thailand in the wintertime, like January, December, at night it got cool enough I could just leave the screen door open on the condo, the screens, and I'd even have the air conditioner and just sleep on the bed, like I do with my shorts. And I was sleeping naked for a while till the housemaid walked in on me, but just laying on top of the sheets, right? And I was comfortable, and I didn't need no air conditioning.
well, we went out even in the heat. I was just with Honeyco and Jeddah a few days ago. We were out every day walking, even though it was 40 degrees. Um,
Too much hot, my goodness.
that was really brutal. But
Yeah, it sucks when it hits 40, when it hits the high 30s and 40. That sucks, man.
tough, especially when like Jeddah is not really a desert. I mean, it's humid, more like Florida. It's not like Riyadh, which is a desert where it might be 42 or 3, but it'll have 10 or 15% humidity. Jeddah is just like a swamp. It's like the Everglades.
Well, actually,
Yeah, because
starting in September for 6 months in Bangkok, the weather's
Mhm.
perfect. You can go out in the daytime. As long as you go out early morning, hang out till about noon, and go out to a coffee shop where you can hit the air for a while, and then go out again for a couple few hours, and then go back to your condo, eat and shit. Sit on the balcony, watch the naked women come out and grab their panties off of the fucking balcony because they're so stupid there. They walk right out on their balconies naked, thinking you can't see them. I had
but
to yell at one and tell
witness,
her, "Hey, put
witness, how
some
many
put some clothes on before you come out on your balcony. You're giving me a boner, man." And she looked at me and she finally realized what I was saying and she went in the fucking house.
Wow.
It's crazy. It's like they figure you can't see them. I'm right across from them. Fucking, they're like 100 feet away in the other building, and they walk right out of the balcony naked, man. What the fuck? Even I go out there. I wear swim trunks when I'm out there. What the hell?
Have you thought of trying Indonesia and Cambodia?
Too hot. Out of the three places that I've been so far that I like the most was that place in Vietnam up in the mountains. It gets a little cold in the wintertime at night. That's a lot. Nha Trang,
Yeah.
okay, Nha Trang, whatever you want to call it. It's really pronounced Nha Trang, but Nha Trang, if you like a beach, Nha Trang, you can get probably a nice hotel there for about $485 a month, and get a lobster dinner for like $12, fresh from the ocean, right? Okay, so if you're looking for that, Nha Trang is good. But the
yeah, those
visa situation, I
be
hear,
able to
I hear they're gonna.
uh,
Well, I hear they're going to pass a 90-day visa in the next 2 months. They've been talking about it forever, right? But we'll see.
Yeah.
If they do 90 days, I'll stay 90 days in Vietnam and go to Thailand for 2 weeks and then go back to Vietnam. I want to check out the Philippines though around Dumaguete to see because I did give Manila a bad rap, but Manila is sucks. I mean, to be honest, and Big E, you got to agree with me, man. Even when Mom was there, she was staying in BGC, which is the most expensive place in Manila to stay. Okay, and it's like living in New York. You might as well say I'm living in Chicago or I'm living in New York if you're gonna try to live in BGC. There was a guy on that Dan Vagabond Awake trying to say that he lives under
Eh,
$1,000 in BGC, and I'm thinking, what does this guy do? He probably doesn't smoke, he doesn't drink, he doesn't eat out. He's probably eating fucking I don't know. I had a dish of pancit in Makati. It was $6, man, for pancit.
I don't drink or smoke either. That's why I have extra money to help Barry Jordan. I'm using my
Well, buy
what I
my
would
teeth
be
then,
using.
goddammit. Why should you help him? What the fuck does he do that buy me some teeth, man. When I do my telephone, my teethathon, make sure I want to see some donations on that PayPal link.
Okay, okay, we'll do it.
And I'm not lying about
First
what I'm
I've
using the
heard.
money for. I'm gonna do an all-star cast next month, man. I'm gonna have people like Big Kev on there, Captain Billy, I have all kinds of people on my panel, man. It's gonna be a teethathon, man, like a Jerry Lewis teethathon, man.
Don't forget Don McFisher.
Yeah, I
yeah,
might even be
don't
able to
make
get him to come up on cam. I might be able to even get him to come up on cam. He doesn't like to come up too much, but I think I can get him to come up.
But you guys met, so he might have.
Oh yeah, we had a great time. I showed him a nice Thai restaurant around the corner from where I was staying at. It was kind of expensive. I told him you get the same thing, half the price in Thailand, but and plus the portion was really small what they gave him.
Did you treat him
Really
to a
small.
tuggy with one of your?
No, I'll tell you what. We went to Starbucks. I had to tell the guy 3 times at Starbucks. This is a simple order. I want a venti latte and a piece of cheesecake. Now Starbucks venti latte is what they use. That's not my term. That's their term. 3 times I had to tell him venti latte. He goes, large? I go, no, the venti latte, what you got up there, right? Venti latte and a cheesecake, right? And when I was done, Mick says, I'll have the same. He said, what? Do you want this? I'll have the same. I mean, how many fucking times you got to drill in this guy's head? And he works at Starbucks. And they had no Wi-Fi. So Mick treated Starbucks. Big ups. Hey, everybody applaud for Mick Fisher. Yay! Mick Fisher treated Janik to a cup of coffee and a piece of cheesecake. Yay! Okay,
If you
so then he
live,
went to the Thai restaurant. I showed him the Thai restaurant, and he wanted to buy me again, Biggie. And I told him, hey, dude, you already bought me a coffee and a cheesecake. I don't need the food, man.
that's how
Just
he is
eat.
to
When
me
we're done, we're
too.
talking.
That's how he is
Yeah,
to
he's a
me.
real
I mean,
nice guy.
he
He's a
always
very
wants.
fucking nice guy,
He always wants to pay.
and
He
he's
says, "Me
down to
pay,
earth
me
too.
pay, me
He,
pay." So I mean, I can't
and
get
and
the
he's
guy to
down
stop
to earth
offering.
too. He's
just
not out there.
start.
He's not he's not out there like them other
Always.
guys. Like he told me Biggie. He said I thought you were a short motherfucker, and you could see the picture he showed me standing, and I'm leaning, and he's only like 3 inches taller than me when I'm leaning. So I'm not short at all. I don't know why people think
I
I'm
thought you
short.
were
Probably because I'm always
6'1".
sitting down. I'm 6 foot. 6 foot. I'm shrinking though. I was
Yeah,
when I was in the service. I was like 6.5, 6'1.5" but so I'm
yeah.
getting old. I'm probably about 5'11.5" or 6 foot right.
I remember you saying that. Is Arcelia's Corner? Did you change your YouTube name now again, or is that a different
I
RC?
think she is.
Yeah, tell me before you do that,
Hey, you know
RC.
what I
So
should
we'll
do,
know.
Biggie, is when I when I do go back to the Philippines, I should change my channel name to Phil in the Philippines. I think that would piss somebody off a whole lot because I would get viewers from that channel by accident. Phil in the Philippines.
Bill
That's a good idea.
Philippines. Philippines.
Well, it would take who's I'm not going to mention the channel, right? But it'd take Brian. Let's say his name. It would take a lot of probably like accidental hits from Brian's channel.
Oh,
Phil
he'll
doesn't
get
take
over
hits,
it.
right?
Philip
Tell him
Connect.
just to give
What
you
happened
1,000
with the
subs. He's got another
before?
100. Speaking of subs,
Has
we have a
anybody been
famous.
has anybody been keeping up with Ricky Drama, man. I watched a couple of his videos earlier today where he's talking about that Philippines expat channel, and he's talking about how they're changing the visa. He said they don't want you in the Philippines anymore, white boy, or whatever. He's doing some crazy videos. Has anybody checked out any of that, or what?
I watched one about Barry. He did about a 1 minute upload on that. Barry Jordan.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, Barry. Everybody wants to save Barry, but Barry didn't save himself. This is my opinion. Okay, and I mean, everybody has one. Everybody, like I said, everybody has an asshole. Okay? I don't want to see another American in the fucking joint. I mean, I don't want to see that happen to anybody, unless they were out there diddling 12-year-olds or something. And he's not accused of diddling a 12-year-old. Okay, so I mean, I don't want to see that happen to anybody. But he brought that on himself, Biggie. Man, he's telling everybody, I don't have to pay immigrations. I'm above the law, type shit. So, and then Frank was going after him. He started arguing with Frank and shit, and they started going at it. And so he brought that on himself, and so why should I send him money for that? You know what I mean? Why should I send him money for that?
Well, I mean, there's no question.
Send it.
He brought it on himself.
Send it to a good cause.
But
I pay my immigration fees everywhere I go.
Well, but if you
I don't show any mongering. I don't show any mongering on YouTube. I don't show any mongering on YouTube. I mean, Mick can tell you, I was dating in Makati. I was picking up women in Makati, but I'm not showing that on YouTube. Okay, and a lot of backpackers, especially. But I mean, I just don't figure that content's right for YouTube. It's just not right.
Let me answer your question. If you have your detractors, right?
Yeah, I need some teeth.
Okay. But since we know you, or we know of you, or like Mick Fisher spent time with you, if you got yourself in trouble and you ended up in a jail, would you want people to come and try to help you out, even if you're guilty or if you're at fault? I mean, that's what it all boils down to. There's no question.
If I wasn't guilty, yeah, I'd want people to help me out. But if I'm guilty of doing my own demeans, right? My own fault, my own bullshit, like if I went out and banged a 12-year-old Thai girl or something, yeah, then I don't want help, because I deserve this shit.
If it's that extreme, that's true. But we're talking about overstaying a visa here. Is that?
Well, yeah. No. If I overstayed my visa, I wouldn't want your help. I wouldn't want your help if I overstayed my visa, because you know what? I brought that on myself. All I had to do is go to immigration once a month or once every 3 months and pay my fucking fees, and I'd be all good. You know what I mean? I don't care how much entertainment I brought to YouTube. I don't care how much entertainment I brought, man. If I fucking make my bed, I gotta lay in it, man. Like when I went to Vietnam the first time, I was 5-star lifestyle for 2 weeks, and I said, wait a minute, if I keep doing this shit, I'm gonna be home in a fucking week, right? So I started bringing myself back to normal.
I went and visited Barry like 5 or 6 different times. He is in prison. He is in a jail cell with no air conditioning, and it's not like he's getting away with anything. He's already done more time than any illegal alien in the United States in the history of the country. So it's not like he's not being punished, and he will be getting deported. I don't think anyone's saying he doesn't deserve some kind of accountability with this. I think we all believe that he does, but it's a question of, would you want to be thrown into a hole and kept there for up to 10 years, or would you? Is the punishment fitting of that crime? And what do you do?
What it is it's not up to me to help him out. It's up to him to get a hold of the embassy. And if they think he deserves help, then they should help him get out of there, and he'd have to pay them back when he got back to the United States, or he wouldn't get his passport back.
Well, he's had the embassy come 2 or 3 times to his cell, so he's talking to them.
Well, there was a Navy guy, Biggie. You remember the Navy guy that murdered the lady boy in Makati, right? In Manila, murdered a Navy guy, murdered a damn transgender in Manila, and he only ended up doing about 5 years, and then the United States government got him out. He's been released already.
I know. He didn't get released. He got pardoned, full presidential pardon.
Yeah.
How you doing, RC? Yeah. full presidential
But I mean, he's
pardon.
not in jail anymore.
No, he's not.
But he's not in jail anymore.
But so if you let's just put it this way, you're an American, right? Whatever your view on illegal immigration, if there was an illegal alien and you knew that they were stuck in a cell for 10 years because of being illegal, and there's no food or anything, would you help that person?
Well, here's the thing. Well, here's the thing: is he still going to get his Social Security while he's in jail? Because he can put that in the commissary and he can buy food and shit with that. Yeah. I mean, all this he spent $30,000 that somebody loaned him on a lawyer to fight against Frank. I mean, I just know what the hearsay shit is. I never really followed him. Okay,
I'm not saying
supposedly he spent $30,000.
He's going to be doing time in the jail. He's going to be getting deported. He's not going to be allowed to come back for a minimum of a year, even if he pays everything off. So,
I think he's been in jail for what 30. He's been in what for 32 days already, 35 days, something like that. I think it's gonna be about 90 days, and he'll be on a plane back home, man. That's what it'll end up. He's not gonna be in jail for 10 fucking years. He'll be in jail for like 90 days.
That were in jail for years for overstaying their visa. There was 2 or 3 that I read personally that one guy was in there for like 6 years, and so I just think that it's it's just like the Big Kevin thing. I've mentioned this on his channel. People said he got away with it, but he didn't get away with it. He lost his kids. He hasn't been laid for 10 years.
He got a bolo upside the head. He got a bolo upside the head.
Was on medication for years because of that. He was blacklisted. He paid an enormous price for not paying his visa, and he's still paying for it. So, one way or the other, Barry's going to be paying for it. I think the question is, do you want to see him? Will you be happy if he was rotting in prison for years? And even though he brought it on himself, I just don't.
No, but so far he's only been in there. He's only been in there 35 days.
Oh,
okay, so that's not really rotting in jail. If you steal something in the United States, you can go to. If you sell your ass in the United States, you go to jail for 90 days. What the hell?
But I went to that jail. And there's people sitting in the jail that I talked to that have been there for a long, long time in the same jail that he's in that are just also overstayers. So if you don't have
are they USA residents?
Yeah. I talked to at least 2 of them that were there for 6 months.
All I can say is every time I went to every country over there, I made sure I actually left 2 days early just in case something went wrong, so that I would not overstay the visa. I mean, like when I went to the Philippines, I didn't extend my visa. I stayed for 28 days and I left. I went back to Vietnam. I mean, I figured why pay extra money? I could just get a flight out. I could always fly back for another fucking 3 months, right? You know what I mean? Just fly in for a month, stay for a month, leave, come back, fly for a month, go in. If you find a nice place there where you want to live and you actually like it there, yeah, I could see that. But what was he doing? He was, from what I understand, he goes to every bar in Cebu, a bar tab. I mean, he was being a degenerate the whole time he was there. So
he is not a
detention
center.
You make your bed. You make your bed. You gotta, Biggie. You make your bed. You gotta sleep in it, right?
He is. He's sleeping in it. Not a jail, it's a detention, whatever it is. It's a place with iron bars.
Do you think it was? Do you think it was Frank that put him in there? Frank's claiming it's his. I got him thrown away in jail. No, it wasn't Frank. It was eventually going to happen anyway. You know what I mean? It's just the charge. Like I saw the video. I saw the video with him flipping the knife open in the bar on Rich Buangtu's channel. Right? I saw the video. There was no sound. You could barely hear sound. He said something about a bar tab, and then he flipped the knife. You could hear that in the video. Something about she was arguing about you owe money for drinks, and he flipped the knife. He says he was just showing her the knife, whatever. But the whole thing is, if you threaten a Filipino national, that's just being a very stupid fucking person, right? I don't care who you are. You don't threaten a national of that country. You just don't, no matter what country you're in. You don't do it in Mexico. You don't do it in Italy. You don't do it anywhere. And you know that, Biggie.
I know that.
So he brought that, and then he puts it on YouTube. That's just, that'd be like me going out banging ladyboys in Makati, which I wasn't, but it would be like me banging ladyboys McCarty and then put it on YouTube later. Why would I do such a freaking thing? I'd have to be an idiot. You know what I mean?
Well, he definitely made a lot of mistakes. There's no doubt about that.
And he burned a lot of bridges. Like P.A. Trucker gave him money and shit. Now P.A. Trucker's a nice guy. If he really deserved help, P.A. Trucker would be sending him money right now. But since he's actually burned a bridge between him and P.A. Trucker's not going to help him. Okay,
I agree.
just like John Balut. John Balut's a good guy, man. When you start taking people's money, like, okay, if I take money for teeth and I don't get teeth, well, people are going to say, he's a fucking deadbeat, man. He didn't get his fucking teeth, man. He's using it for hookers. You know what I mean? That's the point. That's why I say, why would you donate to people like that? Okay, when it's not like I got a guy in McCarthy. His name is Richard. I can't actually spell his last name perfectly. The guy's got a chance to buy his house for 130,000 pesos. I told him I can give you the money right now. Okay, he's a security guard at the place I stay at because the landlord is selling the property out for money. If anything, donate to that motherfucker. He deserves a house. He got a wife and 2 kids, right? Give money to him. He's not trying to get a boyfriend or a girlfriend or something, you know. I got his GCash number. I can send it to you through email or something if you want through Messenger or whatever.
I already have.
But do a fundraiser for that guy.
In the lineup that I'm constantly helping.
But I'm just saying though, this guy, the landlord is selling the house out from underneath him. Okay, and because he's selling it fast, it's just a small little like 40-meter property outside of Manila, right? But he's been living there all like the last 7-8 years. And I told him, I said, you need to buy that place. I said, because you're not going to find rent for 2,000 pesos anywhere anymore. I said, even being a Filipino, it's going to cost you at least 5 to 6, right? He's only making 1,000 pesos every 2 days because he works a 24-hour shift for 1,000 pesos. Okay, so that's what 15,000 pesos a month. Okay, all he needs is 130,000 to buy that property outright, man. But I told him I can give it to you right now, but what guarantee am I going to get any of it back, right? I said, give me your GCash number, and if I can help, I'll put your GCash number out there. You actually got a PayPal now, so I mean, you get a PayPal. If there's over donations on my Teeth-a-thon, I'll send the money to him. I don't need the money. I really don't need the money for the Teeth-a-thon, but I'm doing it for the fuck of it because they'll give these guys that are out mongering $500 donations, $400 donations and shit for nothing, just to be with Barhos, man. And you know, do it for a good cause. I need teeth. I gotta be able to eat.
Okay, well, the way I look at it is real simple. He, even though he brought it on himself and he deserves it, I just look at it like if any of us were in that predicament, what would we do? It would be very daunting. The other thing too, I know that you're not a Christian, but you do probably believe that Jesus is a prophet, at least, right? He said, if you only love the lovable, what more are you than the heathen? I think that it's easy to love people that are very easy to love, but when people are very difficult to love, like him, like Barry, that's when, you know, what do you do with people like that? Just like people who are legitimately homeless in the U.S. I grew up in L.A., man, Skid Row. I can tell you stories that would curl your hair of people who chose to be living in the refrigerator box, and there's no help that they would ever do. But what do you do when they're sitting outside asleep?
But here you go, Biggie. I really don't want to interrupt you, but in the chat she just put up there John S.'s statement. Go ahead and read that, right? Okay. See, that's the thing. If they were going to use the money for the right purpose, I could understand. But you know what? They're probably not going to use the money for the right purpose. That's the whole point. You know? If he's sitting in jail for 2 years, I'll start donating to get him out. But I don't think he'll sit that long. I really don't think he'll sit that long.
I think to answer John S.'s question, they are two separate situations. But I don't know what Kevin's state of mind was when he got deported, but he was a 13-year overstayer. So they both had the same offense. Now, I think, as far as I know, I mean, we're going to find out on Friday. We don't know of any other thing that Barry's being charged with other than overstaying. So then if we separate that from whatever level of scumbaggery you think he's guilty of, which I'm sure he's guilty of a lot of it, then you're looking at an overstay case versus an overstay case. He hasn't learned from it. I agree, but hopefully these experiences are going to, teach him that lesson. When you no longer
Okay,
can
here's a
live
question.
it, that's a
Here's a
punishment.
question I have. Here's a question
Hi,
I have.
Kale.
This is a actual true fucking question. Okay. All the money, if anybody donates to Barry, that money is supposed to be used to pay his overstay fees, correct? So that he can pay the overstay fees and get out of this shit, right? He'll still be deported, but
He's going to be deported.
okay,
yeah.
here's the thing. Is there going to be any transparency? If there's money that's overpaid that's not used, are those people going to get their money back? Or is Barry going to take it back to the United States with him?
Right now, he's not going to come anywhere near getting the entire amount, because I think it's going to be over $5,000. There's $2,600 that's raised. Then there's the plane ticket back home, which is a minimum of $1,000 one way back to Alabama. So, best
But
case
see, the
scenario,
U.S. government, the U.S. government will pay for his ticket. He'll just have to pay it back out of his Social Security, or he doesn't get his passport back. They will pay for your plane ticket, so he doesn't need that. You can't add that in the money. He just needs to get out of his overstay fees.
well,
The U.S. Embassy will pay for his flight.
The lawyer has a meeting on Friday, so we're going to find all that out. Now, if it turns out that he's only being charged with overstay, then all those other charges or allegations are not connected to the case. Also, we don't know what is true and what's not true. Some of it, like when he had the one girlfriend, Babes, she made up a lot of that shit and admitted it. I talked to Shaw, the current girlfriend, multiple times, and so did April and Honeycoat too. And she said that he's nothing like he's being portrayed. So not everybody has the same opinion who knows him. People have met him, like Nico. They got along with him really well. I got along with him when I met him. So I don't know what's true and what's not. I don't know what is just the enemies of him putting shit out there. I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to spend my time sifting through the wreckage. Being deported, being banned for a year, being locked up for months in a thing that he's locked in is just that's already a pretty big price to be paid for overstaying.
Do you think that once he's deported, how long will he be blacklisted for? How long will he not be able to return?
I think it's a minimum of a year. This lawyer already has the money, it's already been paid to file a motion of reconsideration. And if that's approved, I think he's looking at a year, but it could go on even longer. So,
because I think people that overstay in a country, I don't think they should let them back in ever into that country. Like if I overstay Vietnam, they should never ever let me back into Vietnam.
Would you believe that
about the way I look at it?
Do you believe that about every illegal alien in America too?
Yeah. I think if they overstay illegally and they don't make a point of why they overstayed, a good reason for why they overstayed without doing things the right way, they should be banned from coming back in. I'm not a progressive liberal. I'm not. I'll tell you straight. Everybody looks at me, they think, "Oh, he's a progressive liberal."
No, I'm not either. But so if a Canadian is there vacationing, they overstayed by 5 days. Do you think they should be banned for life from the U.S.?
No. 5 days. Come on. Let's be real here. You know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about major overstaying, like over a year, that type of thing. Over a year. There's no excuse for that, man. For being over a year in a country you shouldn't be in.
I agree. I've never been in overstaying for a day, but yeah, John S. I mean, that's my view. I've not, Mick Fisher has been to the jail with me. I never asked Mick to contribute a penny. I've never asked anybody on YouTube to contribute. I think it's an individual choice. If I do give, it's because I try to imagine any of us being in that predicament. Whether the person has no money, is physically.
I give to people. I give to people if it's a good cause. I adopted.
A lot of homeless people may put themselves in the homeless shelter by taking drugs and alcohol. And it's more about, what do you do with people like that? Do you just do you execute them? Do you round them up, put on an island? Do you try to show compassion, even though they themselves created their own problem? And that we have millions of people in the United States that are in that exact same situation.
You send them to the Philippines. You send them to the Philippines, damn it.
But I would never solicit for other people, or try to pressure people to give or anything. I don't believe in doing that.
There's this person of color, right? I'll say straight. He's a black guy. He's a veteran.
Usual
He's got sugar. Every
job.
time I go to Chicago and I see him, he's my adopted person. I take him into a restaurant. I tell him, get what you want, get something to eat. You know, I'll tell the other guys, or they'll say, give me some money. I go, what are you doing for the money? I said, make sure this guy gets to the homeless shelter tonight. If you make sure he doesn't freeze his ass off, I'll give you $5. You know? But I don't. If it's a good cause, I'll donate, right? But if it's not a good cause, man, I ain't donating for shit.
Well, I don't think anyone should. But you're right about that, John S. I was public enemy #1 there for a while for giving. But that's what YouTube's all about. It's about guilt by association. They try to get people, and then through intimidation, they sort of bully people into a side. And you have to be very strong to not allow yourself to get bullied by the opinions of other people. So I don't believe in getting.
Yeah, here's the way I look at it.
Good.
I look at it is if you already scam people out of a shitload of money, why should they donate to you now? That's the way I look at it.
Nico,
Because he did scam a lot of people out of money.
He might have, but I think that, like, in the case of those things, like, why would anybody have been giving him money in the first place? How many people were giving him money for the wrong reasons, just to keep the drama going? Or they gave money to, it was anti-Frank money. How many actually those people gave a shit about Barry in the first place? I think a few did. Pennsylvania Trucker is one. And Barry was very wrong. I've told him privately many times he should contact him and apologize and try to make that right. But most of the people who gave, were just trying to keep the drama going. So then when the drama blows up, they want to run away from it. I just find it a little bit hypocritical, that's all.
Hi, JHK. Welcome.
I want you to stay. Yes, I agree. JHK.
JHK, hello. Long time no see. Yeah, that's exactly what I meant. That's exactly what I meant. You got me exactly right. So you understood exactly what I was saying.
Yeah, Mick, that's probably is going to be there for a long time. That's what I'm thinking. I mean, would you want to be there, Mick Fisher? You've been there with you. We were there together. Could you imagine even being there for like a week in that place? Geez, I when I was there, I wanted to get out of there within 10 or 15 minutes. It was just, you know, even though it's better than some of the conditions like Big Tuan and some of the other ones, but oh my goodness, I wouldn't want to be there in that place. Big E, hi, how you doing, Kale? Repeat the scripture. The scripture was, if we love only the lovable, what better are we than the heathen? It's easy to love the lovable people, like Honeyco. It's very easy to love Honeyco. She's a very lovely person. But when we try to love the most unlovable people, that's a challenge. But, you know, I don't want to live in a place like where they don't have any compassion on people who screw up. I myself have screwed up many times in life, especially when I was younger, and I got many second chances. So I feel sometimes that we have to try to balance that somehow. It's not easy.
Yeah. Agree. Ay, nako, it's 1 o'clock na, guys.
Yeah, I don't think, Mick, you would want to stay there for more than 10 or 15 minutes on your worst day on this earth. It's a depressing experience. Very, very, I almost wonder if it's worse being in that place than it would be in like a regular prison. But whatever the
Mick, if you were in there,
it's not
if
good.
you were in there, Mick, I would make sure I bring you a piece of cheesecake and a latte, and I'd probably bring you a backpacker so that you could get some conjugal visits. Okay.
It's one.
There's a lot of things about YouTube that is just so odd, though. You have to admit, Philip Janik, that the level of hate and animosity that people have toward each other is it's crazy.
Yeah, if you help someone and then why you help someone, why you help always like
I don't
Even
hate
if you're
anybody.
helping, if you're just on taking a point of view, even, or if you're or whatever, people freak out over it. There's a level of political correctness on both sides that they want you to conform to what they believe, and if you don't, they're going to bash you for it. It's very frightening almost.
Well, I know. It's just like everybody on YouTube says that I stink. You know, ask Mick Fisher, man. He wasn't running away from me. I don't stink. You know? Oh, homeless man never takes a bath. What the fuck? Yeah, you know, people. I don't hate anybody, man. I don't hate anybody. That's just how it is.
just make
Well,
sure
the
you
thing
don't
is, people, like, I could say this 1,000 times. I think Barry should be deported. He belongs in where he is, being punished. Everything that's happening to him, he deserves. Okay, I could say that 1,000 times, and people miss that point. They think that you are saying that you want him to get off scot-free,
think
like nothing, like put him in a palace somewhere. Well, nobody's saying that. He needs to be held accountable for it.
If they
Question
released him
is,
tomorrow, I wouldn't be pissed off. If they released him tomorrow, I wouldn't be pissed off. I'd be happy. Let him come back to the United States and do his thing here. Go back to work or whatever he's got to do. You know.
he love drama on YouTube.
I will put that scripture, Gail. I'll post it on the comment section of maybe this live stream.
Good to see you again, Kale.
But yeah, I think it's an individual thing, though. If you want to give, you give. If you don't, you don't. And I never try to encourage people to give money to other people. It's up to them. I do what I want with my own money, and I let them decide what they want to do with their money. I don't solicit on behalf of
Help someone they
causes.
break out. Breaking out.
Do you freak out, Honeyco?
No.
You just freak out when your boyfriend Jeff Leopard's not here, right? Steve Anderson.
I keep my distance from her because he was stealing a chicks, not because he was stinky.
Oh, he's stealing all the chicks. Yeah, there's none of them left. Philip Janik took them all. I thought Philip was going to go to
Philip
Saudi
Janik.
Arabia and meet Honeyco.
Anyway, Philip Janik, where's the girl you said before? You said you date that person.
Oh, Mick's got a picture of her. We're sitting
Please
on the
buy
steps
me
in
more.
front of the hotel where I'm at. Filipino.
Please
But all
buy
the
more.
backpackers, I didn't figure it.
Good
Hi,
one.
Harriet.
Hey, Harriet, how are you doing? I was just there in Doha a few days ago.
BFF, what's up, man?
The singer on YouTube, the voice.
So Honeyco is
Brett?
back on the air, huh?
Doll.
I gotta eat my cheap ass $2 Taco Bell burrito, man. I gotta eat it.
I thought you were going to go and meet Honeyco, Philip Janik. You're going to go to Saudi.
You're the one that said that. I didn't. I told her I might go to Abu Dhabi when I was coming home, fly that way around, but I'd have to drive 20 hours to meet her where she's at.
Told you. I told you, Philip Janik, he didn't come to Saudi.
She's sad.
I told her that when she starts to go to Philippines, to come to Thailand first, and we can hook up in Bangkok, right? I give her a free place to stay.
She'll be back in the Philippines in a few weeks.
Yes.
Well, month. I guess about a month from today, huh?
Well, I got bad news for you, then, Honeyco. That idea that Exit to Thailand was giving you about the Honeyco bar, there is already a Honeyco
Yes.
bar in Angeles City. There's already a Honeyco bar in Angeles City.
Correction, Philip. It's not my business.
JHK Reborn, yes. A lot of hate out there, but you know what I look on the hate thing? So many people, but you can ask any Honeyco or April. Once the camera's off, I never talk about this stuff. I mean, it doesn't. If you let YouTube phase you and affect you, or like Frank watching, doing 15 live streams a day, bitching about people, or the invisible hotel man, then there's some big problems mentally. Once this is off, it's totally out of my mind.
Okay, let's look at the big picture though, Biggie. Say they released Barry from jail today, and he had a plane ticket to come back to the United States, right? His family doesn't want anything to do with him. So where's he going? At least in the Philippines, he's got a roof over his head. He's gonna have to stay in a homeless shelter when he gets here. What's he gonna do?
He's gonna go back home, but I told him he should go to Vietnam based on your testimony, based on your point of view. I've told him all about that when I visited him. Why don't you just go to Vietnam if you get out? Because it's cheaper and you can
Because he can't.
start over.
He can't afford to fly out to Thailand and back in every 30 days. They're supposed to go on a 90-day visa, but he'd have to leave every 30 days. That's an extra figure. Add into your budget 120 extra every month, because every month you're gonna have to take that flight to Thailand and back. And the round trip ticket's about 120 bucks. So he'd have to add that into his monthly. With the money he's getting, he's not getting enough. So if he does come back to the United States, they pay him a ticket to come back to the United States. Where's he gonna stay when he gets here? What's he gonna be doing? Burglarizing houses? What's he gonna be doing?
I don't know, but I think that's an important question that every expat should ask themselves. What happens if it doesn't work out? Where do you go? And I think a lot of people that I've known since I've lived there, they sunk everything into it. Then they had nowhere to go back to. And so it's very sad when that happens. There should always be a contingency in case something happens.
Yeah, like I didn't sell my car when I left this time, but I wished I would have. Now, when I leave this next time, I'm selling everything I got except for what's invested in the house with my brother. And that's the only reason I'll ever come back. Because if something happens to my daughter or my brother or something, then I'll come back. Other than that, I'm not coming back.
But you did 6 months of investigation, and you went to 3 different countries. I mean, you did your due diligence.
9 plus 6
9
months in Mexico.
Whatever
So that's 15 months total.
You did all that. You did your due diligence. That's the difference. A lot of people just think, oh, that's bad in the U.S. I'm going to run to the Philippines. I've seen this a million times. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've seen this since I lived in the Philippines. Almost every time. And they get disillusioned and they run out. A lot of them put everything into it before they really checked it. No one should sell anything until they've lived there for a year.
Is there any chance you can rent your car?
Oh, yeah, it's a good point, Mick Fisher. Yes. Philip Janet can rent his car to Barry Jordan. That's very good. Oh, yeah, Mexican pizza.
I am definitely.
Oh, that's best, Kale. I wish we had
definitely that. one week before I leave. Definitely 1 week before I leave here. This time, I'm selling this fucking car. I don't want any headaches when I come back. I've learned from living in other countries, I don't need a fucking car. I can walk 4 blocks to the fucking pub. I can walk 4 blocks to the Taco Bell. I can go to the corner pub. I can get to the Dunkin' Donuts. If I need to mooch around off somebody, I can give some gas money. It's not worth owning a car in the United States anymore because it's too expensive. Don't need it.
Yeah, better to walk, Philip. Walking. Get exercise more. Totally agree. Forget when you go.
That's right, JHK Reborn. But the problem is the knuckleheads, the 3 or 4 major ones that we all talk about, they can't let it go. Even a little joke or a slight of any kind, they start filing cases, they start filing reports with YouTube. They can't let it go. That's what narcissists do. They cannot let things go like that.
There's a way you can stay in Vietnam for longer than a month if you want to really go and do your due diligence. What you do is you go there on a student visa and you register for a couple of classes a week at a college. Like you want to learn to speak Vietnamese, take a music class, right? If you're on a student visa, you can get your temporary residency card for up to 3 years. So you can stay there for up to 3 years if you're going to college. And where are you going to meet the women at, Biggie? You're going to meet them at college, right?
Could be. I agree. If you go on the panel, okay, we read that. If I had a renter that came back from the U.S. from overseas, and his housing, health insurance, utilities, all paid for, plus had some cash assistance, food stamps, and went back to school for free at age 50. Wow. Hey, if you, I guess a lot of people learn how to use the system. I've never been able to do that. I've never been able to get $1 out of the government.
Well, it varies on SSDI.
Hmm?
It varies on Social Security disability. When he gets back to the States, he can get an apartment for 1/3 of his checks. I think 30% of his check. But there's like a fucking 2-year waiting list on that shit, man.
I think he's on SSI, not SSDI.
Well, either way, he can still get it because how old is he? Is he a senior yet or no?
No, he's 49, 48 or 49.
But he's definitely crazy, so he's getting a check for being disabled, right? So you can get 30%. They'll pay your rent. You have to pay your own utilities. But he's not going to be able to smoke anymore if he comes back to the United States and does that. He won't be able to smoke at all.
He already said he can't. He can't afford it. John S. Yeah, I'd rather work. I mean, honestly, another thing, John S., that I always get flack for, people ask me that, when are you going to retire, Biggie? I go, why would I want to retire? I love my job. Been in the career for over 30 years. I get to travel around the world. I want to do it till I'm in my 70s, 80s. My mom didn't retire until she was like 84 years old. She hated retirement. She retired when she was 74, left for 1 year, was so bored she went back to work. So
that's because some people can't figure out something to do when they don't have a job. See, I play guitar. I got hobbies
too. But if you love what you do for work, I guess if you hate your work, then it's easier to walk away from it. But if you like it and you built up a career around it, it's kind of tough to just artificially say, okay, I'm turning 60 soon, I'm going to just walk away. I hope I don't have
I was having fun. I was having fun and traveling though. I was doing karaoke in Vietnamese. I was singing in Vietnamese in Davao.
Can you sing, Philip? I have microphone, Philip.
Yeah, well, if I sing, Kale will donate. Kale will donate to you if I sing, so I don't need to sing.
How old are you now, Philip? You're 67?
I'll be 67 June 21st.
But you were driving a cab up until what age?
No, I didn't start driving cab till late. I was in the service. Then.
No, what age did you stop?
What, driving a taxi?
Yeah.
I sold my company when I was 60.
Okay, so you were still working up until that age. And I mean, a lot of these people are advocating retiring when they're in their 30s and 40s even. And it's nuts.
Well, you can retire and get another job, a second job, like start a different career if you want to retire at that age,
Thank you
very much. I retired from the military, then I started a taxi company.
I always like John S's commentary, and the same thing with Mick Fisher. There's some people that just, it seems like there's so many bizarre statements on YouTube, like people advocating, people doing things that is just absolutely insane. If you talk to people outside YouTube and tell them, yeah, this guy, he's like 39 years old, he's going to go over and retire in the Philippines, live on $500 a month. People look at you like you're from Mars, and they should look at you like that. But other people on YouTube are like, yeah, go over there, go over there. Come on, man.
Yeah, paranoid.
You know, and the
Let
other
me-
thing,
Let me
if
tell
you
you.
have a job,
Let me tell you what I
and live a
noticed.
normal life, you can find a girl, even in the U.S., or you can go get one in another country. It's not that tough. Go ahead,
Well, let me
Philip.
tell you one thing I noticed. Okay, like you got these streamers and you got these YouTubers like Ricky and all of them that they're basically making a shitload of money off of YouTube because they're living off of it, even though they make $8,000 a month, whatever the fuck you want to say. I don't care, right? But let's take one for example. Ben Newton. He gets drunk, he gets shit faced, he goes in a room, puts a towel on his fucking head, dances with the horses from fucking Silence of the Lambs, and people give him a little $10 here, a little 15 there, right? But when he's sober, he's walking down the streets in the Chung and he's showing people how it is there to get a lobster for $12. I mean, I don't do that shit. You know that when I'm out, I don't vlog. I just do my own crap, right? But he's actually doing like the tourist type shit. He's showing them things that you can do there, right? Within 1 hour, he fucking made over $1,000 in fucking donations in 1 hour when he was sober, doing shit like that. They were telling him, here's $20 to go get drunk. They were trying to go make him. I told him, I'll donate $2 to you if you don't get drunk, and I don't donate to anybody, right? And he's laughing, right? These people were donating him, trying to fuck up the stream to get him drunk, right? And that's how he made the money because he was actually sober and vlogging good shit. And he made over $1,000 in 1 hour, man. So wouldn't that tell you? Wouldn't it behoove you to think that why should I go to a room and stream drunk and act stupid and shit when I could just be a real vlogger walking down the street showing you what it is in this city, how much you pay for an apartment here, where you can get your
No,
food here,
Philip.
how it is for Vietnamese. He's
No,
very good
Philip.
at that though. He's very good.
I know, but you're talking as if the person is rational, but the person is drunk by 8 o'clock every morning. He has a big problem. He's a nice kid. I've met him a couple times. I like him, but um, he's on that path of self-destruction, and
But
it's going to be
wouldn't you
tough.
admit though that when he's sober, he's one of the best vloggers out there when he's sober?
Oh yeah, and he's a very nice person in real life when the camera's not rolling. Very, very polite and considerate and everything. But if people want to give, I'm a capitalist all the way. If people want to pay him to, I'm all for it. I think it's fantastic if he makes $1,000. But so many people who are giving him money, they want to see the train wreck. They want to see him get drunk. Same thing with B. More Ron. He's a nice kid. They want to see him self-destruct. And I just think it's shameful. I think that's what happened with Barry Jordan. I think a lot of people who gave money wanted to see him self-destruct. And then they got what they
A
wanted.
lot,
And then as
a
soon as they
lot.
got it,
You're right, a
as soon
lot.
as they
But
got
people
what he
like PA
wanted,
Truck,
they acted like, oh, he's a
but
bad guy. We have him locked up. But they were contributing to that, to see that train wreck. So I think there's a
that was
little
only
bit of
certain.
It seemed
That
like
was only certain
using
people though. People like PA Trucker. He should have turned down his donation or not took it at all, or just told him,
no.
"I'm sorry, here's
He's
your
an
money back."
he's an exception. He is one of the exceptions to the rules because he's a truly great guy. Um,
And Blue John
that's
too. Blue John's a good guy too. Man.
oh, he is absolutely. Well, Kale, when we were growing up, I'm a little bit younger than you, but not that much younger. The idea that we were going to milk systems, I mean, the idea that you're going to find a way at loopholes and take, you know, you just didn't do that. Nobody did that. Back in the days when it was food stamps and not an ATM card as well, there was some kind of stigma attached to it. Like you'd see them paying at the store, people would be looking at them like, oh, these, and you know, most people from that generation, 50 and up, just didn't feel comfortable taking money from the government. But it's different for people who, injured in the military or who had, legitimate reasons to be taking it. But so many of them are just taking it because they're lazy bums.
Yeah, like me, I could get an extra $1,000 a month if I get married, but I'm not getting fucking married. That's what I don't understand about these women in the Philippines that date these guys on Social Security and they're in their 30s. They can't collect off that guy's Social Security until they become 60 years old. I
Well,
won't
they
use any
don't know.
names. Let's just say one vlogger in Dumaguete. We'll just say one. There's a bunch of them, but one is with a woman. He gives her 5,000 pesos a month to put in her retirement fund. Okay, and he's older than me. He's 2 years older than me, right? Okay. If he was to die tomorrow, all she's going to get is what he makes from his YouTube channel and what he has in the bank, right? Okay, they're not even married, so she might not even get that. It might go to his family. But the thing is what are they going to do when those guys die? Are they going to wait? Are they going to hook up with another foreigner, or are they going to wait 30 years before they can draw their pension? What are they going to do?
If
With
he has
me,
children,
with
they
me,
get Social
with me,
Security.
if I was to die, I was married a Filipino, right, and they lived with me for at least a year, and I die, they're going to get probably right now they get about half. They probably get about $1,200 a month. Okay, for the rest of their fucking life. Okay, if they got a kid, even if it's not mine, they'll get an extra 300 for the kid. Okay, as long as they don't get remarried, they can date all the chat boys or trap boys that they want to. Okay, but they can't get remarried and they can't have more than 155,000 in the bank, or else the check stops. But they could draw that for the rest of their fucking life. Man, I could stick it to the United States government if I was to get married.
But see, again, people in our age range, there's supposed to be some shame in trying to get money from the government when you're an able-bodied man who can go out and work. I'm not talking about people who are disabled, legitimately disabled, not people who are out on quote stress leave, close quote.
Well, I'm not disabled. I'm on a pension.
Well, I'm not talking about you because you're already past the age of 66. I mean, we're talking about how many people that were on the dole in their 30s, 40s. I mean, most of the people that are the well-known YouTubers that we're all talking about haven't worked an honest day's life and honest day's work in their whole life, or at least for the past 20 or 30 years. And some of
A
them,
lot of them, yeah, a lot
so
of them.
little work
I
that
wouldn't
they
say
didn't even
all of them.
qualify for Social
A lot of them.
Security.
A lot
It's
of them.
unbelievable.
A lot of them.
Hey, Roberto, how are you?
And then you got like, why is Barry drawing Social Security at his age? Why is he getting it at his age? Because his back is fucked up, right? Isn't that what the reason is? He's supposed to have a bad back, right? I mean, why is he drawing that money? But yet he's in the Philippines. He's got a bad back. I don't get it. I just don't get it.
Oh, it's because it's all BS.
Well,
Yeah,
Tim
I
K.
mean,
I'll bring up his name. I'll bring up his name. Tim K.
who?
Tim K is getting a fucking disability pension from the military. He's not getting a pension. He's getting a disability pension. And yet he's riding motorcycles through Vietnam with Harold Baldwin. Why is he getting that fucking check, man? That's what's screwing up the other people that getting money from pensions and shit. It's lowering the money because these guys are leeching off the fucking system. I mean, he's riding motorcycles in the rain in Vietnam, but he's got PTSD, so he's drawing a fucking disability.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
It makes no fucking sense to me at all.
But yet I know people that are in wheelchairs that are working. My family, the business they're in is the business of head injured patients who are in wheelchairs who are being rehabilitated so they can get jobs, and then they end up getting jobs even though they're in a wheelchair.
But you can still draw military. You can still draw military disability and work. You can still do that. If you qualify, you got a missing leg. You're working. You're walking. You got ETD fucking exploded next to you, and you lost your leg. Right. You're walking on a metal fucking prosthesis. Right. And you get a job as a Walmart greeter. You can do that and still draw your military disability. Okay, but those are true disabled people. Okay, it's the ones that fake the fucking disabilities that piss me the fuck off.
To me, a disabled person is somebody who's like blind or in a wheelchair, quadriplegic. Even the rest of the people, okay, I'm stressed, I have anxiety. That, you know, to give them pension or to give them handouts, to me is just, it's crazy. Anybody can say it, right? Oh, I'm stressed. Give me a doctor to give me.
not to piss off everybody here, but let's say I'll name a name here. Let's talk about Brett. Okay, Brett's on YouTube 24 hours a fucking day. He's drawing some kind of disability. Well, you know the way he talks that there's something wrong upstairs. He works 4 hours a day at what, IKEA? He's working at IKEA, but why is he getting a disability check, man? Why?
Because he has autism, and they gave
Okay,
disability. Hey,
but he's
John, how you
working.
doing?
But he's working. But he's
That
working,
was only recent because they took away certain benefits, and
and he's on
I
YouTube 24 hours a fucking day, man.
well, I don't think he's disabled. I think that it's a scam, and I just think there's millions of people in that. You know, if you're going to let people just scam the money off the government, it's hard to motivate them to get a job. If
Okay, here we
unless
go,
the
Biggie.
government
By the way, I forgot to bring this up when I joined the chat. I forgot to bring this up. You have to call me Ms. Janik from now on because I am a
Why?
lesbian. I've declared myself in the LGBT community. I am a fucking lesbian. So you have to call me Miss Janet. Okay.
Ms. Janik, I will
No
do
more
that.
no more Philip Janik, no more Mr. Janik. It has to be Miss Janik because I'm a lesbian. I declared myself a lesbian. I like to eat pussy.
Why you why you declare?
I think the whole disability thing in the U.S. is just it's a joke. It's a complete
The
fraud.
people here, man, when I come back, I hate it here already. I mean, this is one of the world's best countries in the world, right? But when you go
Yeah.
to the Speedway gas station here to buy a 20-ounce soda in a bottle, okay, it doesn't cost any more to make a soda here than it does in Vietnam, right? Okay, you get 591 milliliters, which is 20 ounces here, for $2.59. In Vietnam, you get three Coke Zeros at 600 milliliters, which is a little bigger than a 20-ounce bottle, for $1. Why is that? Because the federal government in the United States is taxing the shit out of everybody so they can pay all these phony fucking fraudulent motherfuckers. If you didn't have
Well,
all these phony fraudulent motherfuckers, they could be giving the old lady at the corner that's only getting a fucking $900 a month pension check because she owns her house. She's only getting that much for Social Security. They could raise the MAPR, the maximum annual pension rate for these people, from 13,000 something, whatever it is right now, up to 25,000. That don't give people a $1,200 stimulus check. Just raise the MAPR, and then the people that deserve it will get a bigger check every month because they'll be underneath that MAPR. So instead of getting $900 a month, the old lady living at the corner will get $1,500 a month. Okay, you
it's
get what I'm
never
talking
gonna
about? That's the
never
way to
gonna
fix.
change.
That's the way.
It's never gonna
But
change
that's the
because
way to
once
fix. That's the way to fix the system,
it
though.
might
That's the way
be,
to fix
but
the system.
it'll never change because the politician has a guaranteed vote once they get people on the dole, and so those people will never vote them their own benefits away. Unless you suddenly had a bunch of politicians with a backbone, that problem will never go away. It'll just keep getting worse because they keep adding more entitlements.
But you know business, right? You know business. I know you do. And
Yeah,
that statement I just made about the maximum annual pension rate, does that not make sense? Just tell me,
yeah,
Philip,
yeah.
Miss Janet, does that not make sense?
It does, but you're
I mean, it
talking
makes.
about government politicians trying to make sense. Do you think they hire the most sensible, best and brightest people to run the government?
Well, no,
It,
because look at Chicago. They voted in that fucking ultra progressive liberal, fucking ultra leftist progressive. And now Walmart's leaving Chicago because they won't arrest the shoplifters. They didn't say that. Walmart came out and said, we're not making a profit. Well, the reason they're not making a profit is because they let them shoplift and they don't fucking arrest them. Okay? So that's why Walmart is leaving Chicago. So your ultra woke liberal progressives in the United States are fucking tearing this country down, man. They're tearing it down, man. They're fucking it up. That's all I have to say. I won't say anything more about politics. Okay?
I mean, they'll go somewhere else where they will protect their assets and their best interests. That's what happens. If a state gets too liberal, businesses move to a place like Texas or Florida, and
Are the best.
It brings some
Okay,
equilibrium.
I won't say anything more about politics, but I'll tell you that this year alone, over 500,000 Californians moved to Mexico. This year alone, over 500,000 Californians moved to Mexico. This year alone, in 1 year. Does that tell you anything?
It tells me a lot, and I grew up in California, and I've seen the exodus for quite a while, including me.
Yep. People won't stay. But then the people that voted these assholes in, they bitch about it. They were on the news the other day saying, why are you letting, because they made it a sanctuary city, right, Chicago? Why are you letting these illegals come into our neighborhoods and take over our community? We wanted that school for our community center, and you're giving it as an illegal alien habitat place instead of letting us use it for a community center. And they're the ones that voted these idiots in. Well, if you vote them in, you ain't got nothing to bitch about. You got nothing to bitch about because you voted them in.
Look what Mick said. You're
Make
depressing
peace.
him. He's going to go room with Barry now because of the bleak picture that you painted. So let's
No,
go back.
Mick, you're gonna go to the detention center so you can stink like Philip Janik, Miss Janik, and the people need to throw buckets of water on you when you get to the Philippines, right? And give you a tabo shower.
Let's go back.
Which never happened, by the way.
Which is,
I wonder where are those fucking guys at, Biggie? The ones that were fucking trolling me, telling me they're gonna throw buckets of water on me when I get there. I was there. Where's the buckets of water, man?
The face or the body?
So what you choose, Philip Janik?
I told you already, Honeyco. I'm a face fucker. I like to fuck them in the face. If they don't have a good looking face, I don't want to be with them. Man. They can be fat because chubby girls are the best. Chubby girls give the best head in the world, man. And that's from experience. They moan like they're eating a fucking bowl of pancit while they're sucking you off, man. They moan and they go, and get you all excited and you pop faster when they're moaning when they're doing it. You know?
Oh, Kale, you don't have to leave. You're not making anybody exhausted. You stay, Kale. Come on.
I can make her stay.
Oh, we went to Venice Beach yesterday. I love going to Venice Beach. It's very.
Would you know my name if I saw you in heaven?
So, Honeyco, what's your pick when it comes to a man?
Would it be the same if I saw you in heaven?
Back abs or what is your pick?
I know it's wrong, and I must be strong, 'cause I know I don't belong in heaven. Like Mr. Kale.
I got a long way to go before that, Nick Fisher. What I am putting is a lot of muscle because I've been doing a lot of lifting. And it's good and bad because it stimulates a lot of appetite. And if you eat too much protein, it stimulates mTOR, which I don't want to turn on. I want to turn on mTOR for muscle building, but I don't want to turn it on for other reasons. I'm kind of in the moderate to mid-range protein philosophy, but you do need it for muscle growth.
Biggie, Kale heard me karaoke in Vietnam, right? Kale heard me karaoke from Vietnam. I was karaokeing on the rooftop up there in Vietnam. That's a great place where I was at there, man. That place is like heaven up there, man. It's like heaven on earth, man.
Janik. Don't sing Philip Janik.
Yeah.
It's mute.
Oh, number 3 karaoke in the Philippines. Yay!
Brains. You're right, John Balut. It's got to have that. But you didn't ask the question, Honeyco. Body or brain? Or what was it? Body or looks? What do you personally go for more?
Brain.
Brains?
Brains? Oh my God, she's Walking Dead. She wants brains. Give me brains. I want brains. Honeyco, I'll make you a deal.
You're on YouTube.
I'll make you a deal.
To the wrong place.
I'll meet you halfway, Honeyco. Okay, I'll go to Bangkok. I'll get us a condo there, right? And you can come stay with me for a couple weeks on vacation. You don't have to put out. You don't have to do anything stupid. Just hang out with me for a couple weeks. Man. I'll get a room with
No,
2 beds in it. You can sleep in your own bed.
no
Okay?
thanks, Philip.
I'll even I'll even buy the coffee, but you got
I
to
heard
meet me
that too,
halfway.
Roberto. I haven't confirmed it, and I won't be confirming it.
Now there you go, Biggie. I made the offer. I told her meet me halfway. She doesn't have to put out or anything. It doesn't have to be a sexual thing. Just hook up with me for a couple weeks in Thailand. I give her a free bed to stay in, and I'll buy her coffee. So she got to buy her own food. I'll buy her coffee.
What if she can't keep her hands off you? What if she's
I'll
overwhelmed?
make her. I'll make her keep her hands off me because I'm misogenic. Okay,
What if
she's
she's
not getting any
overwhelmed
TT from me.
with your body?
No TT from Miss Janik. Miss Janik doesn't have a TT, so she can't get a TT off of Miss Janik. I only have a
Wow.
large clitoris.
Very good.
I have a huge
Honeyco,
clitoris.
Honeyco's in nun mode, lady. She wants to become an aspirant, is what she told me. I just had her on when I was on Roberto's show the other day, and she said, I want to become a nun. Is that true?
No.
I'm reading these comments. I'm reading these comments, man. They're breaking me up here, man.
You mean
Talking
you were
about
joking?
Gilda and
Titi
making
Bass.
cake.
Well, he needs you,
There
Go-Go
goes
Bubbles,
Casanova Janik again, stealing all the women.
to dump some bucket of
How do
water
you
on
know
her.
I don't shower, sis? How do you know I don't shower, sis? How do you know? Mick knows I do. How do you know I don't?
I like Titi Benz.
I'm sure. I'm sure that if I didn't shower that hot day in fucking Manila, that Mick would have been fucking running in the other direction. You know.
Star Trekker, Honeyco took a vow of celibacy. Yes, she did. Yes, she did. She's a good girl. She's
She says,
never
I
had
don't
a
want
dirty
any Arab
thought
weenie.
go through her mind. She's pure and innocent and wholesome.
No, I'm wild. I'm wild in the bed.
Really? So you
Yes.
told me you were celibate and that you just did that to spare my feelings, I guess. Okay.
I'm wild in the
Thank you, I
bed.
think.
Wildebeest in the private. Wildebeest, baby.
Okay, Kale, I'll
I
leave Honeycomb
agree.
alone. Okay, I'll leave her alone.
I agree. It went a little overboard.
Go on.
Okay, take care, Kale. See you next time.
Bye bye, Kale. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, I hope you feel better. I hope you feel better, Kale. I hope you get better. You're a good person. I hope you get better.
So,
I should
Honeyco,
have visited her when I was in LA.
you haven't answered the question. Face or body?
I just face.
Then everybody in YouTube is in big trouble because this is the land of ugly men. Except Nick
Speak for
Fisher.
yourself. You can call me.
Joey.
Speak for yourself. I could be an ugly lesbian. I'm an ugly lesbian. I'm not an ugly man. I'm an ugly lesbian.
Now you're
I'm
lesbian,
going
na
to
Philip.
become a nun. Haven't had sex in 2 years. Oh, come on. Go. I think it's more like 2 days. That doesn't qualify you for the nunnery. I met Go-Go Bobo's sister. She's hot, man. There's no way that she's been celibate for 2 years. I don't buy it. No.
Oh, Kale's pushing sis off on me. Damn.
Go. Grab Philip private.
She wants sis to give me the Ladyboy death grip.
That's right, Roberto. That's the big question. Because you know what they say. They say that I'm leading with my wallet. But then in the next breath, I'm a broke ass loser. So I'm not sure which one it
There's
is.
there's nothing wrong with your wallet, though, Biggie. There's nothing wrong.
Well, no, I mean he's
There's
got a
nothing
good
wrong.
point.
There's nothing. There's nothing
I
wrong
said
with being a
before,
broke ass loser if you admit it.
I
If you admit you're
I
a broke ass loser,
I
that's fine.
revel in my bumhood. Okay, I'm just saying that when it comes to YouTube, we are the B team. We're the junior varsity. That's why we're here. Everybody in the
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Philippine
check this out,
genre
Biggie.
is the B team. We're not the good looking, the best, the
Even though
brightest, the good looking. We are the wretched refuse. That's why we're here.
I got my VA appointments done, thanks to Billy Jack. Billy Jack gave me a ride to the VA thing because my car wouldn't start when I first got back. Right. Okay, so thanks to Billy Jack. Thank you, Billy Jack, for giving me a ride out to the VA. Okay, thank you, sir.
Well, you got your
Even
own
though I got my
bag.
appointments taken, even though
Yeah,
I got my appointments taken
so
care of,
it
why am I waiting? Why am I
I
waiting
would
till August 29th to go back? Why? Because I'm frugal. I'm not cheap. I'm not a broke ass bastard, but I'm frugal. And I
No,
found
I
a flight
am.
for
I'm
four
a
hundred and
broke ass
eighty-eight
loser.
dollars this time. Four
I'm
hundred
a.
and eighty-eight dollars from Chicago
I
all the
didn't.
way to Ho Chi Minh, man. How do you beat that, man? Two
I
years in
didn't
a
say
row,
you
man.
were a broke
408
ass
last year.
loser. I said I'm a broke ass loser.
No, I
That's what they
understand what you're
told
saying. I
me.
said, but there's nothing wrong with that
civil.
though. If you admit you're a broke ass
I
loser,
am.
I don't go
I'm
to
a
five-star
bum.
hotels. I don't go to
I'm a
five-star hotels and
bum. I'm
say,
a loser. I'm ugly, and
well, I don't go
I
to
am
five-star hotels and
hard.
say I live the five-star lifestyle and I'm doing, and then the next day I'm in a fucking
I'm one
one-star.
of the
I
wretched
don't do that shit.
refuse. So I admit to being a bum and a loser.
I'm just a
No, you're
bum.
not.
I'm not a
I'm not
loser.
denying it. I'm admitting it.
I'm
I
just a
want to go see
bum.
the Wizard of
I'm not a
Oz. Maybe he'll
loser.
give me a new face. Maybe help me lose that final 20, 30 pounds I'm trying to lose. You know, the lion got courage. The Tin Man got a new heart. The Scarecrow got a new brain. Maybe the wizard can give me 6-pack abs. Who knows? Maybe then
No, you
honey
have to go
can.
buy it. You have to go. You have to go buy that Navy SEAL fucking thing that they advertise on YouTube that you put on your stomach and it shocks you. And it's like a TENS unit. It's supposed to give you six-pack abs. But I'll tell you
Oh,
what, Biggie. When I was in Vietnam, I lost my man boobs. My man boobs immediately disappeared. Being there after a month. No man boobs.
now you got woman boobs, right? Because you're Mrs.
I'm a lesbian
Janik.
without boobs. I'm
Miss
a
John
lesbian without boobs. Miss Janet. I'm a lesbian. I'm a flat-chested lesbian with a big clit.
will. Hope you
J
feel better.
JHK, yes, you are cute. I admit. And our
If
man
Honeycomb met me,
who's
I'd have to.
proprietor of the Invisible Hotel will do a show against me now because I said that you're cute. He'll say that we have a special handshake. But I'll tell you
A
what,
special
JHK,
bond.
I would like to smother your body with invisible paint imported to
Ooh,
the
ooh,
Netherlands
that sounds good.
from a hole.
Wow.
I might
Anyway,
even
Yeah,
guys,
drink
if I was to meet
invisible
up with
coffee.
Honeycomb, since I know she's bisexual, if I was to meet up with Honeycomb, I'd have to beat her away with a stick to keep her from trying to lick my clitoris.
Probably,
what?
probably. She's holding out hope for you, Philip Janik.
Thanks
Yeah,
for
I know.
But you've abandoned her and you've abandoned her show. She's very disappointed.
that.
No, the thing is, her time slot was so fucked up when I was
She's
in Vietnam. It was
very,
ridiculous, man.
very
And Thailand.
disappointed in you, Philip. You're
See,
supposed
in
to be the
Thailand,
faithful.
I had my own space, where I could just like 4 in the morning, I could get up and go on her show, But in Vietnam,
We
I don't
just,
have my own space except the garden where I freeze my balls off.
Philip,
do
you
you know what?
bad, but Philip,
We
you
just
abandoned
watched your short that
her.
you did the other day, Philip. Here's the Philip Janik short. I have it memorized. Darren Dobson, why are you showing your junk to Honeyco and Joe? I just don't get it. We just watched that one.
And I'm not talking about your rusty car. You got to put that in there too. And I'm not talking
She
about your
never
rusty
saw
car.
his junk. apparently he doesn't have any junk to show. That's what she
This
said.
No junk in the trunk, huh?
There's nothing there.
Where's he hiding at, by the way? Where's he
I think
hiding?
he
Is he
covered it
still
with the
doing shows?
invisible paint from the hotel in Bohol.
Is he still doing the 50 G cash at the end of the chat things? Is he still doing those?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I haven't been
But
on YouTube too much except for live streams with like.
Honeyco likes
I
seeing
think I went
shows
on.
like I think Honeyco just got jealous because she was in love with Darren Dobson at that time. That's why it happened. She got jealous.
It's not
Oh my God! I'd have to be sloppy seconds to Darren Dobson. Oh my God!
I know Honeyco really well, better than
so.
anybody.
I'd have to be
And
sloppy thirds. I'd have to be sloppy thirds to Big E and Darren Dobson. God damn it!
we're celibate with each other. No touch, no kiss, no hug zone.
You're selling
Friend
butt.
zone.
You're selling butt to Honeyco.
It's the friends only zone.
Oh, Honeyco.
See, I'm the only one that's got this figured out, Big E, because I've been there, done that. Right? I know what you're doing. You're trying to hook Honeyco up with your old lady. That's what you're trying to do, man. You're trying to set that up, man. I know.
Oh, you talking about her in April? Well, they're already Leslie lovers.
Yeah. You're trying to set that up. I know how it is. I've been there, done
That's
that.
already happened before.
Ooh.
That's
Ooh.
That's already taken place. You have to remember that I dated Honeyco before I was with April, before she moved to Saudi Arabia.
Ooh.
So that's how we know each other. So we have a long history. It's Honeyco and April.
Okay. So you're trying to reunite them then, right?
Well, no, I'm trying to get you to go to Saudi Arabia and do the right thing. And
well, then we can have a four-way, right? Then we can have a four-way, right?
I want you to marry her and make her an honest woman. I want you to give her everything that she wants. So you got to go to Saudi Arabia first.
She's got too much money,
her
man.
Sheik
She's got too much.
Or her hand. Honeyco has.
She has over 155,000. She has over 155,000 US dollars stashed away, so that's not going to help me out.
Oh, she's wearing a $2,000 necklace right now. The girl really knows how to take care of her money. She has a bunch of benefactors. Oh, don't lose your appetite, Mick. Although it might be good. Yeah. It's good. Getting a caloric deficit, not bad. Do you?
Well, I hear the Philippines recognizes. I hear the Philippines recognizes same-sex marriage, so we can get married as lesbians, right?
She'll probably take it. She's waiting. She's disappointed you didn't show up. You can go and talk to her sheik and get the sheik to give her, an hour to. You can court her. You can't talk to her in public, and you can't go in the same restaurant. But the fact that you show up in Abha, that'll be enough to get the ball rolling. Look at her. Okay. She's very upset.
Abha things. Oh my God. Maybe you can run away Philip Janet because the old style, old fashioned here.
Why didn't I marry Honeyco?
She said you could run.
When we were
dating, you could run away, but you can't hide. Is that what you're saying?
When we were dating, I started dating her before she was in the agency, and she'd already signed up, and she couldn't get out of it. And I didn't want to wait around for 2 or 3 years. So the timing of it made it to where we couldn't kind of go forward with it. We stayed friends, and then we started, off and on here and there. But that was before she moved to Saudi. But she already had signed up. It took months to go in, and she couldn't get out of it once she had already signed up. It's either that or she was going to get blacklisted and all this other stuff. So she ended up going to Saudi, and we broke up, but we were still very good friends, very best of friends.
That's the best way to do it. Huh? That's the best way to do it.
I mean, we're just telling you, we hid it for a long time, but we're not hiding it anymore. And then her and April are very close. Very, very close. Inseparably close.
Mick, Hurry up and take advantage of that free buffet you got coming, man.
That's one of the beauties of disclosing things. Now nobody needs to speculate. We just tell it and let the chips fall where they may. That's how it works. So a lot of years when we were hiding that little detail, everyone speculates, and then, you know, so we just said, who cares? Just tell the truth about it and leave it at that.
I think I could actually have a real relationship with Honeycomb. The only thing is I would not be able to afford her Snickers bars every day. I wouldn't be able to afford that. Only
How about
one
if it
Snickers
was
bar a
Kit
week.
Kat?
No, one Snickers bar a week. That's it. That's all you get.
Well, I hope you guys can at least meet, and Mick Fisher too. I told Mick's such a great guy that if, you know, I'd said that if there's one person I would love to see her with, if she was available, and I'm not saying she is, it would be Mick Fisher of all the people I met. And if it was going to go girl to girl, I would say Go-Go Bobo's sister and Honeycomb would be a great fit. Oh.
Yeah, it's not like an wild days.
If
Wild.
if the glove fits, you must quit. There you go.
Oh, the call center though, John, is in.
My wife.
Is in. Oh yeah, Go-Go. I mean, if you want to go girl to girl with Honeycomb, I'd say. I mean, you're as hot as they come, man. I mean, I'm the only person who's ever seen what you look like, and I know how hot you are. And I think that you and Honeycomb, because she likes to swing that way too, truthfully. You guys would be a good fit, good couple to at least experiment with. But see, the call center, John Balut, that's in the Philippines. When I was dating Honeycomb back in 2014 or whenever that was, she had already signed up and was in the process and already had signed away for this thing. And it got kind of complicated. And then I took my trips to Saudi. We saw each other there and all that. But then that was the same time I was dealing with April, and then it just sort of went in a different direction. But we still are best buddies. Honeycomb's like family. She's like family. Even my kids sing songs to Honeycomb on a daily basis. No joke.
Good morning, Honeycomb.
They do the Good Morning Honeycomb song, and they each have a different version for her. It's very sweet.
Well, I'm just getting cut out of this action, ain't I?
Well, it's because you didn't show up. You got to show up.
I missed my chance. Damn it. I'll be back there again, man. What the hell?
But you know, Honeycomb's Honeycomb, man. She's famous, world famous. And
as long as she doesn't want to live in Makati.
As famous as her, is willing to come in here and talk to everybody every day. We have to deem it a privilege. And I got up on her panel today, which I try never to do because I'm waiting for, this is the Philip Janik chair that I'm sitting in right now. You're supposed to be her co-host.
Finish my stream 1 hour.
At 4 in the afternoon, I can hang, you know, but at 4 in the morning, you know, that's just wrong. 4 in the morning.
You're supposed to be the co-host, Philip Janik. And she likes you and she trusts you. So it's, you know, it is good if you were in that position.
No, we need to get Darren back as the co-host.
Oh, I think we should, because I mean, you know what? I think
get him to admit what he did. Get him back.
You should teach your kids the they know that, Rich Buong, and ask Honeycomb. They sing Honeycomb a special song every day on video chat.
Good morning, Honeycomb.
Good morning, Honeycomb.
Rich Buong. Hello.
Good morning, Honeycomb. This one, and then the other one has a different version. Ken Unger's in the house. How are you, Ken?
Hi,
Ken Unger, Rich Buong. Hello.
So that's how it is.
No. I don't monger no more. I'm tired of waking up on the floor. No, thank you, please. It only makes me sneeze, and then it makes it hard to find a door. Yeah, 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 yeah. I don't, yeah, yeah, no more. But the point I was trying to make with that guy in Dumageddon earlier Biggie, is he's paying 5,000 into her peso account for her retirement. That's just like basically hiring a hooker for the month, right? For 5,000 pesos,
Who
you got a
is
house
that?
hooker for 5,000. I'm not mentioning the name. He gives five
What's
thousand
the
dollars to her because she
what's
quit
the
her job.
initial?
Their boy, their boyfriend, girlfriend. He gives her 5,000 pesos to put in her bank account for her in case something happens to him. Basically, that's like hiring a 1 month hooker for 5,000, right?
Does does his
That's a
name
deal,
start with
man.
P?
No,
Okay. How
but the
about
thing
T?
is that's a deal, man. That's a deal. You have a housemaid, sex thing for 5,000 pesos a month, man, and if you die, what's she gonna get? Nothing. For another 30 years, she's gonna have to hook up with another
Oh,
foreigner.
well, Honeyco would never go for that because Honeyco is a very wealthy, snooty type that wants expensive phones, expensive computers,
Ew.
chains,
Like
and watches.
Snickers every day, Snickers
Yeah,
every day.
she's high
I'll
Ew.
tell
maintenance.
you what, Honeyco. I'll tell you what, Honeyco. I'll be your yaya. I'm a lesbian. I'll be your yaya. You could pay me 5,000 pesos a month, and I'll pay that.
I don't need Yaya. I don't need Yaya,
That's
please.
why we broke up too, because I couldn't afford her. I'm a broke ass loser and a bum, and I couldn't afford to keep Honeyco in quality of life that she's used to.
Eh,
She's used to palaces, rich Arab dudes. I mean, it's hard to compete,
You
you
gotta
know.
go. You gotta. Honeyco's got to sing that song, man, by what's it, Birdman. Our Gucci's, our bellies at the same damn time, cooking dope, cooking mint at the same damn time. Right? Fucking two bad bitches at the same damn time, at the same damn time. Right? There you go.
Stop
I'm a
singing, Billy.
peckerhead. The only thing I really object to, John Ballou, with him, if it's true, is that he's offering visas for cam shows. That allegation came up from multiple people. The rest of it, like him showing his dick to Honeyco, she's the one that probably said something that made him think it was okay to do that. It's probably she's culpable for part of that. But if the cam show visa scam, which is I think what some of the other guys like Geo and other people have done, I think that that's despicable to offer a visa for sex or for cam shows to try to
Yeah,
dangle that out.
you can't promise people visas back to your country and shit. Even if it's not for sex, you just don't do that shit.
If
Even if
it's
it's not
true,
for sex,
that's why I always wanted him to
yeah.
come up and answer it for himself because once the drama and the backstabbing and the everything happens with these females, you don't know what's true and what's just drama. You don't know when
Because he
hormones
won't
are
come up
kicking
and
in.
acknowledge it. He won't come up and acknowledge it. All he's gonna do is come on one of his streams and acknowledge it. What did he do?
That's what I that's what I would like for him to do. I know Mick Fisher had confronted him and he said it's a scorned woman and a jealous thing and blah blah blah. And so I don't know what
He's
happened. It's
doing the
just like
Eddie
the thing with
Murphy. He's doing the Eddie Murphy. Just deny, deny, deny. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. That's the Eddie Murphy rule. Man. Wasn't
but
me.
I think
Wife
we
comes in,
don't
catches
always
her fucking
know.
somebody else. He said, wasn't me.
We don't always know what the truth is. Just like the thing someone said Barry Jordan is burning babes. Well, that turned out to be false. He's beating up this person or that person. Everybody who got interviewed said no, he never did anything like that. So I'm sure some of it's true and some of it's just made up. It takes on a life of its own. I don't have the time or the patience or the even the curiosity to sift through every rumor on YouTube because 95% of what I've heard about myself is also false. I've heard so many things about myself
But I do
that
believe.
it's not even
But
close to being.
I do believe the accusations. I do believe the accusations that he has a bar tab open in almost every bar in Cebu. I do believe
But
that he
I
didn't
have a
pay the
hard time.
people.
I can't even imagine going up to a Filipino sari sari store and asking for a bar and asking for a tab. Every time I've ever gone into any place, they always demand the money up front.
Here's a question I'll ask you because I don't know the information about this. What actually happened to his passport? Did he hawk it, or what was the deal with that?
Probably
You,
it's probably what happened. He probably owed something somewhere. But again, we don't know, and it's like I don't feel any
No,
mandate to become the YouTube police and the morals police about Barry Jordan. If we're
no,
gonna do that,
no,
the expat
it's not my job.
loser brigade is really large. I mean, how many people are we going to go and try to police? And I just,
Like I said, if they let him go tomorrow to come back to the United States, I'd be all for it. You know, I mean, but I'm not going to give him money to get back here.
Wu-Tang
You know, he was
is
there
the
for
life
he
there.
was there. He was there for
total,
7 years. He should have
total,
had a back. He should have had a
only
backup
staff.
plan from the beginning, man.
So he was foolish and everything that he did. There's no question about it. But
And if YouTube was his backup plan, that's not a fucking good backup plan. Let me tell you that right off the bat.
so Rich Bawang, can you imagine, or you, Mick Fisher, now that you live there, can you even fathom walking up to establishments and getting credit? I just can't. No one's ever given me that option. I lived in the Philippines for 10 years and I've never once been allowed to. I mean, I never thought to even ask, I guess, but to get credit at bars, at restaurants, at sorry stores. I must be hanging in the wrong neighborhood. Did Barry
Yes,
get
I don't
credit from
think
the
that Frank.
Indians? No, they no, they did not do that. He
Sis, I
it's
don't.
a
I don't
somebody
think Frank had
connected to
anything to.
Shaw and gave his motorcycle as collateral for it. So motorcycle was given in
But
exchange.
sis is saying Frank's the YouTube police. You know, Frank ain't nothing, man. I mean, he didn't get Barry arrested. Barry got arrested. Barry got Barry arrested. There you go. That's the
Wild
point blank right there.
case.
Barry got Barry arrested.
Well, there's no question about that. That if he would have done everything right, if he would have not overstayed, he wouldn't be locked up right now. Yeah, I think you're right, Gogo. I mean, the YouTube cop. I just don't feel that we need to have expat police and we're going to cleanse the ranks, cleanse the Philippines, and all the rest of that hogwash that everybody likes to say. Because I've lived in the Philippines a long time, and I lived in Cebu, where everybody in my condo was a expat. It was loaded with scumbags and lecherous type people that are worse even than Barry ever could have dreamed of being. And we would have to kick 80% of the expats out of the Philippines if we use that standard.
Oh, you mean like me, but I don't put it on camera?
Well, you said you're always paying your bills, right?
Yeah, but I don't put shit on camera that I don't want on camera, man.
No, of course, but that's the thing. You're not an idiot. You're not a complete moron. You're not an alcoholic. You know, when you get people that are drinking all the time, taking meds that are, it starts to warp their what they do and what they don't do. So you wouldn't
Yeah, it
do
turns
it.
them into
If you were
stupid.
drunk every day of your life, you might do it. You might start to, do crazy shit like that.
The only problem I had in Southeast Asia, the whole 9 months I was there, was running into drunken expats. That's the only problem I had the whole 9 months I was there.
Yeah,
One
that's the
interrupted a
only
nice
problem.
conversation I was having with a Thai national. You know, the other one tried to pick a fight with me. I mean, what the hell? Well,
It's
that's the only problems I had
always
when I was there.
troublemakers that are like that. I wouldn't work up the nerve. I couldn't even imagine asking. I mean, but even if you did work up the nerve, I can't imagine they would agree. I mean, I just can't even fathom like, oh, can I keep a tab running here for 15,000? I just can't imagine. I don't believe it. I mean, maybe it's happened in an expat bar if it was done to an expat, but Filipinos giving credit to foreigners, I can't. It's hard to contemplate that.
I got a free T-shirt from that hotel I stayed at, Makati. They gave me a free T-shirt.
Very Mumbai Indian, they have plenty money from successful lending business. No, no, it's wrong.
Yeah, he did, Gogo. I mean, I'm sure that Frank gave attention to the people. It's added more attention. A lot of people are reporting them. I know of at least, I can think of a half a dozen off the top of my head that were sending reports in on a regular basis. Of course, Frank's going to take credit, or just like he takes credit for everyone's show being taken down, even when it's not taken down. It's just that they suspended it for a time. But, you know, the guy's just a buffoon. Kaneko, would you marry a bum boy Indian? Mumbai. Oh,
No.
yes,
Well,
she
she
would.
she could marry a rich Arab too, you know. She could marry a rich sheik.
She wants to marry an Arab, but she insists on having uncircumcised men. And since Arabs are all circumcised, she has to exclude them. So she needs somebody from like Norway or, you know, like a Kinjaman Gunner type, uncircumcised, turtleneck.
Oh, she likes support. She likes the support. The support. She likes to
She's
get
into the anteater.
I'm here to offer you support, Kaneko. I meant to say support, not support.
Lending business.
Support.
No, but so on the
Kaneko,
one hand,
you like
circumcised. The other hand,
you
she
like
doesn't like smelly guys.
Kaneko, you like support kupal? Support kupal? You like uncircumcised head cheese? What the hell?
She likes uncircumcised men, but she will make an exception for one man who's circumcised, and that is Philip Janik.
Miss
You have Philip Janik exemption.
Miss Philip Janik.
Oh, blow up the foreskin and make a balloon. Yeah, I think she's allergic to curry, Rich Boang. So I think she's looking for like one of these dudes like from New Zealand or Norway, something like that. Or bald guys that are under 5'8" that live in compounds in Riyadh. That's what she's kind of into.
In actuality, I don't think Kaneko is looking. I don't think Kaneko is looking for anybody. I think Kaneko is just waiting for it to happen. She's not looking for anybody.
Probably right. It's hard for Kaneko to fall in love. The life of Tampo and pouting and jealousy.
She just doesn't remind me of a type of Filipina. She just doesn't remind me of a type of Filipina that's desperate to get a man. You know, she just doesn't
look at that, Janik. She's crying because you didn't come and visit her.
Oh man, damn! I don't want to make her cry. I don't want to make you cry, Kaneko. Damn it. I'll get the hood cut off of my clitoris. Okay?
Anyway, guys, it's 2:00 in the morning.
Time for cake and Snickers. Kaneko will go to bed with her cake and Snickers and be happy tonight.
No more tampo, Rich Boang.
Well, we have before you go, we have a Tampo story, Rich Boang. When Kaneko and I were dating, I had one rule. What was my Tampo rule, Kaneko? Can you share that with the boys?
The famous word, fuck up.
No.
If you make
Tampo, even once, I'm dumping you. That's what I said. And that's what I've said to everybody. If you do that little manipulation trick, I'm just going to get rid of you ASAP.
The little pouting trick.
They don't do it.
Pouting trick.
They don't do it. When you tell them you're going to break up. There's the Hapsters. What's up, Mama H?
Hi, Mama H. Good evening or good afternoon.
Hello. Hello, Mom. What's up? I saw that picture of you standing next to Big E, and you look like a hobbit.
It is amazing how tiny she looks.
Portugal. Famous people.
And she's
Ano
not a
that
small
parang?
Filipina. She's about 5 foot. I want to say Miss Hapster is about 5'7". She's not. She's pretty tall for a filly.
Yeah, but I saw that picture of her that you guys posted in the community chat, right, in the community tabs.
Right.
And when she's
She's tiny.
standing next to you,
Me.
she looks like I needed to sing that song. We represent the Lollipop Guild, the Lollipop Guild, the Lollipop Guild. We represent the Lollipop Guild and welcome you to Munchkin Land. Right? That's what it looked like in the picture. She was that
Well,
short next to you.
what did you see my picture with Tim Disiak? I mean, I engulfed him, or Tropical Tim. That's my famous picture. I used to have these guys on YouTube that used to tell me, we saw you in Makati and you're only 5'8". You're lying about your height. And I mean, I had people insisting that I was like short, but it's like, no, I'm a solid 6'7" or more. Exaggerating my height. If anything, I'm understating it. So Mrs. Hapster, even though she's a tall Filipina, still is a foot shorter than me, so she looks very tiny standing next to me.
Well, in the picture you
Nice.
posted, it even makes her look even shorter than that. I don't know if she's sitting down and you're standing up or whatever, but that picture
It's the
makes her
way I'm
look like
holding.
she's tiny.
Like it's kind of an illusion. But
Made
yeah,
her look
no,
like a
I'm
munchkin.
a giant, dude. I'm like Andre the Giant. I'm bigger than Hulk Hogan. I know that in real life. So, and well, I'm a little bit taller than Mick Fisher. You saw how tall Mick Fisher was.
Yeah, and he's like 3 inches taller than me. So if you saw the picture of me standing next to him, leaning into him at the front of that
That looked more
map
like
of the
5 or
picture.
6 to me, not 3. You better get your eyes checked, buddy boy.
Well, it was good chatting with you people, man. I just had to come up and tell Honeycomb that I'm into faces. I like fucking faces. I'm into that.
You're gonna
But
release it
I
finally,
wanted
huh?
to,
Oh,
I
thanks for
wanted to,
warning
I
me.
wanted to come up. I wanted to come up and talk with you guys because it's been a while. I was busy doing stuff back here because that's the reason I came back to take care of business. I had to do
Well,
the business first, right? And
Janik,
thanks to Billy Jack for helping me out.
stop ignoring
And,
Honeyco. I had to console
well,
her.
now that it's
Comfort.
now that it's 4 in the afternoon, there's no problem with that. I can make 4 in the afternoon anytime. But
All right,
4 in the morning
Honeyco.
is tough for me.
Your co-host is
So
back.
I want to say, Ingat, okay, kita tayo mamaya. Kita tayo
Him.
mamaya. Ingat, okay.
Thank
And
you.
for me to be a co-host, it would be Machado. It would be Machado for me to be co-host. It cost you too much, Machado. No, I'm just joking. But
Thank you in
my baseball game started.
All right. Thanks for coming up, Janik. She looked
That's the
forward
only
to your
joy. That's the
duties.
only joy I have back here in the United States is to jump on live streams and watch my baseball games. That's the only joy I
Yeah.
have back here.
Just to let
I got
you
my
know,
brother to go.
you're at least
I
6
got
or
my
7 inches shorter than Mick Fisher in the picture. Just
I got my brother. I actually got him out of the house. He's such a shut in. I actually got him out to the house to the pub twice to go get a burger and some fish and chips and shit. Twice. He was amazed, and I said, you know what? I said we should just sell this house, and you could come with me to Southeast Asia, and we can live like kings. I said because you get 2 pensions, I get one. We could share a 2 bedroom over there and live like freaking kings. I said I can have you with a 25-year-old in a week. Whatever.
definitely.
But
It
people,
is when it's long. We have
Biggie,
a candle
people.
video. She has me dancing. Me dancing is
There's the guy.
scandalous.
There's the saint. There's the saint in the chat right there. Captain Billy Jack, I salute you. I want to thank you for taking me to the VA hospital twice, man. You're a stand-up guy, man. He's a stand-up guy. But
Look
I
at
got to get out of
JJ,
here. My baseball game's coming
37,
on.
Sweden, drunk all the time, and 7 random STDs. Of course, she's interested. If you're uncircumcised, she's interested.
Kita tayo mamaya.
She's just going to make
Right?
sure that
I'm
you
a
get.
Lolo.
Captain
Lolo
Billy
Baba
Jack.
Ero Ako.
How are you, Captain?
Whenever you leave again, Mom, you can let me have your apartment, and I'll house it for you. I'll come to Hawaii. Other than that, I'm going back to Southeast Asia. I loved it over there. I hate it here now. Now that I've been to Southeast Asia, I fucking hate it back here. These people are so
Janet, your
fucking woke
baseball
here.
game
It's
awaits
ridiculous.
you. You're still here?
Yeah, it's waiting me. I got to get out of here. Right? I had to say it again. Kita tayo mamaya ingat lahat. Okay.
Thank you.
Lolo Baba Era Ako Palubi Ako says adios everybody, man. Okay.
Bye, Lolo. Lolo Joe.
Bye-bye, Gramps. That's right, Mick Fisher. She was like, can you imagine being in that position? It was almost like some kind of weird hockey move. Yes, Captain Billy. We're about to get off. I'm not going to do it like, like Darren Dobson. I'm Honey's co-host. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm only up here one time. I'm not going to take over the show like some people did in the past. But hopefully you will come up, Captain Billy, in the future, and Mick and Janik, because Honeyco is very sad. She misses all her boys, her boys' basketball, football, and baseball team on YouTube. Kenny and Subic, yeah. How are you, sir?
Okay, guys. 217. Thank you in the Kenny and Zubik.
Asked me to come up today and said, well, I'm only going to do a show for 30 minutes. And we're now at 2 hours and 46 minutes. That's why I don't come on these shows that much. I don't want to devote 3 hours to this. Mega love shout out. You should see, Mick, you should see pictures of Gogo Bobo's sister in her bikini out in Coney Island, eating a hot dog with the bikini. Yes, Gogo Bobo's sister and Mrs. Hapster, two of my favorite ladies on YouTube of all time. And my favorite of all time YouTube hosts.
Okay, guys, time to say bye-bye now. Thank you, Biggie, for coming.
Gogo is hot. Absolutely.
Thank you.
I spent a whole day with Gogo Bobo, and I was being a gentleman. I had to force myself, but I was nice, but I was tempted. And the man with the invisible paint, who's building the invisible hotel, is probably listening, and he's going to do a show about, handshakes.
No.
Where do I buy some invisible paint?
Yes, Biggie was a gentleman from Gogo Bobo's
See?
sister.
I told you. I was a gentleman with her, and I'm a bad person, and I'm a bad boy of YouTube. I know that, but when I met Gogo Bobo's sister, out of respect, I was on my best behavior. I do know how to act like a gentleman sometimes. You thought that Gogo Bobo was a guy? Of course not. No. People say that. They like to joke because they confuse Gogo Bobo with Gogo Bobo's sister. But no, sister is a nice lady. Very tall lady too, I'd say. Very tall. I did talk about threesomes, but I was doing it, very generically. I wasn't trying to coax you in. But it would have taken much coaxing.
Threesome.
Tempted 300 pounds with hairy legs. Ooh. Oh, how's it going, Miko? Miko came in. I thought that was John S. at first because they have the same color on their kind of
Yeah,
avatar.
that's cool.
Okay, Honeyco, are you gonna say goodnight to the, or should I hang up, or what do you want to do? Because we keep saying goodbye, and hours and hours and hours go by, and we're still here. And I got to be up in the morning and go somewhere. My goodness. Can you explain the
Hey,
American court
chat.
system?
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Miko. Go, go, Bobo sister. Mick. Thank you, everyone.
Oh, you can't. You don't pay damages in a civil case if you don't have any money. If the person doesn't have any money, Miko, you can win a civil judgment. But if they don't have any money and they just have a pension, you're not going to collect a dime if you have no assets. If you have no assets and you have no money and you have no income, you can get 1,000 different judgments against you, but you're not going to be able to take blood out of a turnip. It's a civil case, not a criminal case. Okay. Okay, see you, Gogo Bobo sister.
Bye bye, Gogo. Thank
And
you. Thank you in the chat. Thank you, Mama Hopster. Thank you, everyone.
I will do that. Yeah. Hang upon our retarded as retirement money. I don't think that
How about
I don't think
retirement
they can
money?
touch that. They can't touch pensions. They can touch other assets. They can certainly put a lien on your house if you have one, but when you don't own the land and you're in Philippines, if you fail to appear, there is certain things that could escalate into a criminal case, but I don't think this case is going to. It's, extraditing somebody to the Philippines over a landlord-tenant dispute, not going to happen. People are just so eager to see some kind of punishment come, but reality, probably nothing's going to happen on that. I mean, it's creepy. It's you almost wish that something could happen, but if you filled the prisons with creepy people, you'd have to build millions of more cells because there's so many creepy people out there. No, they can't take it out of his Social Security. And that's one of the things people will do, because if you, just like O.J. Simpson had a $32 million judgment against him, being held liable for the wrongful death of Nicole and Ron Goldman. How much did the Goldmans and the Browns collect? I think it was less than $500,000 out of the 32 million. Yet he was making $300,000 a year on his football pension plus Social Security and all the rest of it. But they couldn't touch it. So if you can't touch it when you're held liable for killing somebody in a civil suit, somebody who lives in the Philippines is not going to be extradited. They're not going to be able to get any money out of him because he doesn't have any. It's kind of a shitty thing, but maybe they should have gone after a criminal charge for talking about mushroom men to 8-year-olds. Oh, I would love to see that Gogo, because I'd love to see him lose as much money as possible. He deserves to lose thousands and thousands for all the bullshit that he's done. But just being realistic and not having any emotion in it, nothing's going to happen. Nothing. Back to work.
Okay, Mama Hopster. Thank you. Take care. It's very cheap.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be scot-free because, again, if you come up and get a judgment and I have no money at all, like I said, zero money, and you say you owe me $10,000, why I don't even have $10? How are you going to get 10,000? And people should know that. That's why civil judgments are a waste of time unless the person has big bucks that you can go after. It's just like, like let's say you were going to go after and sue Philip Janik. What are you going to get out of it? Some of the crumbs from his hair. I mean, that's about all he can give you. Just joking, Philip. Honeyco still likes you, even if you have crumbs in your hair and your beard.
Big E within the.
Would he not be liable for the opponent's court? Oh, yeah, maybe they can assess that, but they're not going to be able to collect it. That's the thing. You can't collect it. You can only collect it if they have assets. And this little game is played all the time with people who are trying to get money out of people frivolously, with frivolous lawsuits. So as creepy and weird as the guy is, he's probably also telling the truth that those tenants probably have done this many, many times, and they know how to milk the system. I'm a landlord with multiple properties, and I can tell you, you got some real issues when you're dealing with tenants. Even though I have property management, doing all the transactions, you got some major issues when you start having tenants. Dr. Bill, yeah. All right,
Okay.
well.
Just run 3 hours.
Okay, you got 5 minutes if anybody has another question. I have to take a train in the morning, Honeyco, and I'm here giving. I can't believe I'm doing this. I really can't believe that I stayed on this long. Because I guess I can sleep on the train, but I hope I can anyway.
Anyway, what time's there? 1:30? 1:27?
Hot shower. That sounds good right now. I might do that. What time is it? Yeah, it's 1:26. So, or in other words, it's bedtime. It is bedtime, Honeyco.
Bedtime na?
Bedtime now. Okay. Since no new questions are coming in, I think
Bedtime.
we'll count 5. If I get to 0, oh, 1 came in. Let's see.
Said he thinks Bahrain's going.
Oh, but he probably will be going there because I talked to the person who runs the jail, and he said that almost everybody has to eventually go there before they repatriate out. So he might be there for days, weeks. It also depends on how long the process. His lawyer's going there Friday. If they can expedite it. If they can't, he might have to go there anyway for a certain period of time. You know, there's people that were in the cell in the same building he's in that I talked to that were there for 3 months, in one case 6 months. There's no such thing as swift justice in the Philippines. He could be there for years, even with a lawyer and all the rest of it. There's no guarantee that this is going to be a fast process. And I think if it's not a fast process, I think people will eventually lose interest in the whole case. So I hope for his sake that he can get either bailed out and do it on the outside, or just get deported and then have to be blacklisted until he pays all his fees.
Gogo Baba sister said Papa is doing a show on Big E at PM.
Uh-oh.
To the place.
Yeah, it's not good. Not good, Miko, that's for sure. Well, at 8 o'clock, 8 p.m.? What time is it over there right now? I'm not going to be up for it because I'm already way past my bedtime. I know Popeye was doing a short, he was doing one that he was going to make fun of me because I told him it'd be good. It's okay to do that because I appreciate the humor of it. Hopefully it's not below the belt, but Normally he just does stuff that's funny, and I appreciate a good sense of humor.
It's online, Papa. Premiere 30 minutes attention, Vic. It's a premiere.
7:30 p.m. Well, I'm not going to wait up any longer because I should have gone to bed an hour and a half, 2 hours ago. Because I got a plane, I got a train I got to catch in the morning to Bern. And so even if I go to bed right now, I'm only going to get 5 hours. No, I'll be regretting that later. So I'll have to watch it later. Hopefully it's funny. Everybody let me know if it's funny. But there's no other reason to not be funny. He doesn't like that I have given the money to Ricky because they have a problem with him. But I don't have any issues with Popeye personally. I mean, we get along fine.
Anyway, it's 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock.
Okay.
3. Okay, guys. Bye-bye. Thank you. Bye-bye in the chat. Bye-bye. Thank you so much.